Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Reps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great game.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. It is going to be the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles going head-to-head against the Orix Buffaloes here tonight in this one. We're going to be the starting lineup for the visitors from Tohoku, as this game here has playoff implications for them, but not so much for the Buffaloes, as the Buffaloes have clinched first place in the Pacific League. They have had that for over a week now, as they are getting themselves sorted for the playoffs. Leading off and playing third base, wearing number 0, is Rota Kobakata. Batting second and right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 35, Hiroki Shimochi. In the cleanup spot and playing second base is number 3, Hideto Asamura. Batting fifth and left field is number 27, Takara Okajima. Batting sixth at first base is number 48, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Hitting seventh in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 2, Hikaru Oda. Batting ninth and playing shortstop is number 66, Tsuki Moribayashi. They're going to be facing the right-hander, Yuta Kuroki, who takes to the hill with a 1-4 record. He's worked 23 innings. He's allowed 22 hits. He's given up 10 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 11 and struck out 18, and he's got an earned run average of 3.191. Well, that is your starting lineup for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Now the lineup for the home team, the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and in center field is number 1, Shuhei Fukuda. Batting second and playing at second base is number 3, Ryo Adachi. Batting third and doing the designated hitting is number 4, Tomoya Mori. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 40, Leandro Cedeno. Batting fifth and left field is number 99, Yataro Sugimoto. Batting sixth at third base is number 5, Masahiro Nishino. Batting in the seventh spot is the shortstop, number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Batting eighth in right field is number 9, Tomoya Noguchi. Batting ninth and doing the catching is number 42, Sho Fukanaga. And the first pitch of the ball game is delivered. It is a fastball that just misses outside to Hirota Kobakata, and we are underway here in Osaka. And the pitch is a fastball now delivered, catches the inside corner, and the count now goes even to 1-1 on Kobakata. For Kobakata, he's batting .264 on the year. He's got 5 homers and 37 runs driven in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 here, Kobakata. Kobakata to be followed by Ogo and Shimochi here in the first inning for Tohoku, as the right-hander delivers. Fastball swung on, it is lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 1-2. It is not a full capacity at the Kyocera Dome tonight. Lots of empty seats all the way around. But one would expect once the playoffs hit that it will be the playoff atmosphere in Osaka. The fans will be coming out. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, and it's going to get through for a base hit. And Kobakata's got himself a leadoff single here in the first inning. Now it's going to bring up the right fielder, Yuya Ogo. Well, Kobakata is someone you got to keep an eye on. He's got 35 stolen bases this year, as he is near the top of the league in the Pacific League. So Kobakata, the runner at first, Ogo stepping up. We'll see how the Buffaloes decide to play this out, as is the Eagles. Buffaloes are in their home whites tonight with the pinstripes. The Golden Eagles are in their traditional white pants with the maroon tops. As the first pitch is ready to be delivered to the Ogo, as he kicks and delivers a fastball swung on. This ball's belted down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul into the seats. The count is quickly 0-1. Ogo was a little bit out in front for sure on that one. So no balls and 1 strike. Ogo hitting .263 on the year, 9 homers and 48 runs driven in, arguably enjoying the best year of his career in the NPB. Currently, Kobakata is tied with Yukio Shudo of the Hawks with 35 stolen bases. So as we said, you got to keep an eye on them as that fastball misses down and the count goes even at 1-1. Shudo has had the lead for much of the last little bit. Appreciate you listening, whether you listen live or on delay. It's great that you guys will be in here with us. It's this ball game here is the only game in town right now for us, as the other game that began earlier tonight between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters already underway. That game there, it is the Fighters who are enjoying themselves a 4-2 lead. That's in the bottom of the third inning. As the right-hander throws over, and again diving back is the runner Kobakata. Yuta Kuroki here on the hill tonight. As we said, he has had his rough luck a little bit this year in his first season. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, that's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here at Ogo. As the right-hander gets himself a new baseball and he's ready to go back to work again. I kind of like these Buffaloes uniforms. They've got the Buffaloes across the front, as we said, all white with the pinstripes. We've seen a couple of different looks and a couple of different jerseys that they have, but this all-white one. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander holds set. Breaking ball misses inside. Off goes Kobakata to second. And now he is going to take the lead in stolen bases in the Pacific League, as that's going to be number 36. He swipes the bag at second base. Runs the count to 2-2 on Ogo. He did appeal down the line to the third base umpire, but they said that he didn't go. He looked pretty close, but indeed he didn't get there. And the throw was on the money. It was a really good throw, just a little bit late. It was actually a good pitch to run on by Kobakata. It was a breaking ball, and he had taken off on that. If it was a fastball, he probably would have been gunned out. As we said, his 36th stolen base of the year. He's been caught 6 times. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander works to the set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on, lifted foul down the third base line. Count remains at 2-2. I think that Ogo would have swung at that pitch. It would have been ball 3 that he swung at. But he protects himself with the 2 strikes, and he keeps the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Fukunaga, and he works to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball, that misses inside. Count now runs full to Ogo. Golden Eagles need to get a win here tonight. As if they can, they'll actually get themselves in a great position going into the games in Fukuoka. As we were looking at the schedule, next couple of nights, it'll be Eagles and Hawks. We're going to try to do the game tomorrow night. Certainly the game after for sure. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down. It's in the dirt. It's going to be ball 4. Nice stop there by Fukunaga. And that's going to put Ogo at first base, and that's going to bring Hiroki Shimochi to the plate. Well, Kuroki having a little bit of a challenge here as he has now walked the batter. He has thrown 12 pitches in this one. 5 of them have been balls and 7 strikes. So up comes Hiroki Shimochi, who's really had himself a great month of September. He's got his average up on the season to 230 with 7 homers and 33 RBIs. He's well off the pace of last year's numbers. This is the right time for him to start playing well for the 33-year-old. He bats from the left side here against the right-hander, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. There was talk before the season that Shimochi wanted an extension. However, the Eagles were uncommitted in extending him. Word on the street was he wasn't very happy that they didn't give him an extension or at least come to the table. So at the end of the year, he is a free agent. Be interesting to see what they do with him. I think that it would be at a loss if they walked away from him, even on a part-time basis. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle into center field. It's a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Kobakata, and he's going to score the first run of the game for the Golden Eagles. An RBI single by Shimouchi has got them out in front. Stopping at second will be Ogo. And the Golden Eagles are flapping their wings here in the first inning as they've got themselves a 1-0 lead over the Orix Buffaloes. So Kobakata in for the first run of the ball game. And now stepping up to the plate is Hideto Asamura. This ball game here tonight, if the Eagles win and the Hawks go on to lose, as we said, the Hawks are trailing the Fighters. And that'll even these two teams up in the standings. The Chibalote Marines sit a half game back of the Golden Eagles. If they can win tonight, a half game would separate the second, third, and fourth place teams. There's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Asamura. Asamura hitting .271 on the year with 25 homers and 75 runs batted in. Captain of the Golden Eagles batting here on the right side. Living Room Sports in the house tonight says he posted some NPB picks today. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Well, the only games that really matter right now are in the Pacific League, although I have to say any game with the DNA Bay Stars and the Hiroshima Carp will only have seeding implications as they are battling for home field advantage. The Carp have that slight advantage right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now is 1-2 to Asamura. But the race is on. There's also 4 players tied with 25 home runs in the Pacific League. Asamura is one of them. Gregory Polanco is another for Chiba. And then you've also got Kondo and Chusei Manami for the Fighters, all with 25 bombs. Who's going to win out there? Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Asamura. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Didn't take the time to look to see if there was a UFC battle tonight. I just have the feeling that usually on these 10 o'clock Saturday starts, it's not until the 11 o'clock hour folks start wandering in. Being that I'm not a huge UFC fan, that's my anticipation. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 1-2 to Asamura. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Living Room says no UFC this weekend. This is Thanksgiving weekend. He does say that there is boxing, though. Is this the Canelo Alvarez fight? I saw something about Alvarez was going to be boxing. Here's the 2-2. Fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. And of course, tomorrow it's NFL football and a bunch of baseball games that don't mean anything other than for draft pick seeding for next year and for stat padding at the end of the year. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Asamura as the right-hander Kuroki ready to deliver again. See if Asamura battles all the way back. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third. Fielded by the third baseman, Nishino. He goes to second for 1. Back to first is not in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Shimouchi at second. It's going to go in the books. Fielder's choice 5-4. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Ogo advances to third safely. Now with runners on the corners, it's going to bring up the left fielder Takeru Okajima. Well, for Okajima, he's batting .264 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 39 runs driven in. As he strides to the plate here to face the offering from the right-hander Kuroki. Okajima arguably enjoying one of his finest seasons in an Eagles uniform, and for that matter, in the NPB. Kojima broke in 2012, the 34-year-old. As a lifetime 258 batting average. First pitch fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. He's got 6 home runs. His career high for a season was 8. He's also driven in 39 runs. He's been in the 50s a couple of times. But he has been pretty consistent in clutch situations swinging the bat this year. He's getting a chance to play regular. So here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander works to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down. Nice stop there by the catcher Fukunaga, who was able to move to his right and block it. Absolutely outstanding job by him. So the count now goes to 2-0 on Okajima. Right-hander against the left-hander. Gets his sign from Fukunaga, does Kuroki. He works to the belt. Here's the 2-0. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Should be deep enough to get the run in, but it's over the head of the left fielder. He decoyed the runner at third. That ball is going to get down. That's going to cash in Ogo. And why it decoyed them, it was a good piece of decoying by the left fielder, Sugimoto. It looked like he was going to catch the ball, but he could see that the ball was over his head. Okajima is going to be held by to a long single. It's going to advance Asamura over to second. It scores Ogo, so he gets himself an RBI. But if he just sort of turned around and ran to the wall, then more than likely Asamura would have been able to go first to third. Have to tip your hat to the left fielder on that one. Looked like he was going to make the catch, but instead, right at the last moment, turning around and taking it at one hop off the wall. That's the second run on the board here for the Golden Eagles. That's going to bring Yoshiaki Watanabe to the plate. He's getting the start at first base here tonight. Batting a .156 on the season with no homers and 3 runs batted in. 2-0 lead here for the Eagles in the top of the first inning. Interesting that the 26-year-old got the start at first base tonight. We've seen Abby over there. We've seen some others getting the spot at first base. There's a breaking ball that swung at wildly and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. There is a late game in the NPB tonight, but we're not going to stick around for that one. That looks like it is the Giants will be in action much later on. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Watanabe. On deck is Ryosuke Tatsumi, the center fielder. As the right-hander holds at the belt. And now he's ready to kick and deliver. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitting. Watanabe here waiting on the offering from the right-hander. As he works to the belt, here comes the pitch. 1-2 on the way. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's line foul down the left field line. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes to Watanabe. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house tonight. Checking in here. We appreciate you for popping in, Steve. Another beautiful night tonight for some baseball in the great city of Osaka. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander holds to the belt. And Kuroki ready to deliver. It is a breaking ball that misses down. It squirts away from the catcher, Fukunaga, and it is going to keep the runners, though, where they're at. Nobody advances as Asamura stays at second and Okajima stays at first. It is going to run the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house, and we certainly have for him tonight A updated new video in between innings that will debut here in just a few. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander gets his side from his catcher Fukunaga. As he waits to the belt, here's the offering. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to third. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's a Buffaloes double play. That's going to go in the books as a 5-4-3 variety. And that's going to do it here for the Golden Eagles in their half of the inning. Well, they got a couple of runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through a half inning. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2, the Orix Buffaloes coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always great to have you here. Let us know what you think, Steve, if you give it 2 thumbs up. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys being here. It is going to be a 2-0 ball game as we move to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. Our friend Zay in the house and Steve Rademacher. Everything is growing right tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Buffaloes. It'll be Shuhei Fukuda, Ryo Adachi, and Tomoya Mori to face the right-hander Kosei Shoji tonight. Shoji has not gone anything less than 5 1/3 innings in his last 3 starts. As the right-hander here is going to be getting the nod tonight. 104 2/3 innings for Shoji. 81 hits, 41 runs, 39 earned. He's walked 48 and struck out 87. He's pitched to an ERA of 3.35. First pitch is a fastball that misses outside to Fukuda. Counts 1-0. Fukuda getting the start, hitting .205 this year. No homers and 5 runs batted in. As the right-hander kicks and fires, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. Fukuda not getting a lot of playing time this year for the Buffaloes. As we would have thought that he might have seen some more action during the year. There's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul. Count is 1-2. When I look at this lineup here and I say, who is going to be playoff ready? To me, I only see maybe 4 playoff players in the lineup for the Buffaloes tonight. Certainly Tomoya Mori, Leandro Cedeno, Yataro Sugimoto, and Kataro Kobayashi all check the box for me. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2. The Buffaloes are probably trying to keep their players sharp to some degree, but at the same point in time, pulling them in and out of the game where they can to be able to make sure that they're getting their needed rest before the playoffs start. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So both pitchers with the first batters they face tonight get base hits. So there goes the no-hit bids for both of these guys. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. Be curious to see how the Buffaloes play this one out tonight. They're going to nickel and dime a little bit, or if they're going to let the boys swing the bats. So Adachi steps to the plate. Another batting average that is tough to look at. Hitting a .167 with no homers and 3 runs batted in. He hits from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Shoji. As the right-hander works himself to the set, now delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ryo Adachi. Adachi missed quite a bit of the early part of the season through injury, and then he's never really been able to get himself sorted once he's returned to the lineup. Adachi, then followed by Mori and Cedeno. As the right-hander holds to the set, now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted into shallow left field. Coming on and watching it drop in front of him is the left fielder, Okajima. And Adachi's going to be aboard with a single. I have to say, both of the left fielders have done a pretty good job of decoying a little bit. That one there, in some ways, I thought he was going to be able to catch the ball. He's got the glove up and he's feigning that a little bit, so that allows the runner to get into second, but no thoughts of advancing an extra base. Well, that brings the designated hitter Tomoya Mori to the plate. Mori on the season batting .293, 18 homers and 63 RBIs. The former Saitama Sibu Lion catcher enjoying his first season in Osaka. 28-year-old hits from the left side, waiting here on the first offering from the right-hander. Checks the runner, and Mori squares to bunt, and he drops it down. It's a good one. Only play is going to be to first base. I've always questioned that. It's going to be a sacrifice 1-4 on the putout. Why it is that if your three-hole hitter is arguably your best line drive hitter, he's got the best batting average, he's got the most home runs, all the rest of that stuff, and you look at it, and he drops down the sacrifice bunt. Now you got runners in second and third. You've taken your best bat out of your hands. Arguably, your next most powerful hitter is in the way of Leandro Cedeno. You can always pitch around him, and then you can bring up Sugimoto, who does have some pop, but doesn't run well and is a double play candidate. Titus in the house tonight. We welcome you. We appreciate you for stopping in. Thanks for being here with us as the right-hander holds to the belt. First pitch to Cedeno is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Cedeno hitting .244, 9 homers and 33 RBIs. It seems like Cedeno hit all his home runs in about a 2-week window. He is getting the start here tonight. Big fella here has made the most of his opportunity. I would think that he's probably going to earn himself another look next year. God is Great says he's waiting for the Buffaloes and the Tigers. And, of course, is going to be the NPB or the Japan Series final. So that fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. Everything is lining up in that direction. Of course, both of the Osaka clubs winning their respective leagues. I've said it before. I think the best team in the NPB has been the Tigers. The deepest team is the Buffaloes. When they go head-to-head, it'll be interesting to see where the needle ends up pointing. I have a feeling the hometown favorites, obviously, are the Tigers. As that fastball swung on and missed, Cedeno goes in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Leave it up to the left fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. As far as I'm concerned, the first two teams, or the two teams, both of these clubs here, the Tigers, I think, are the fan favorite. There's going to be a lot of people looking at the Tigers, but the Buffaloes are the ones that are, in my opinion, loaded. I like their pitching. I like their hitting. You get into the 7-game series, and you kind of like what the Buffaloes can bring to the table, but that would be a lot of excitement in Osaka. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul down the third baseline, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Sugimoto. No balls and 1 strike. Sugimoto was named Player of the Month for March-April, and he had 8 of his home runs in that time period, only 6 the rest of the way. He has had some injuries and have missed some time. The two big hitters in the lineup are the two hitters that have replaced, in my eyes, Masataka Yoshida has been the emergence of Yuma Tongu. As that fastball misses down and the count goes to 1-1 on Sugimoto. And, of course, the hitting of Tomoya Mori. They lose 1 and they gain 2. But I don't know how they're going to replace Yoshinobu Yamamoto if he makes the move to the major leagues next year, as it's anticipated that he will. Yamamoto, of course, is somebody in Japan that has been absolutely dominant over the last couple of years. There's a fastball swung on and missed. 1-2 now to Sugimoto. That fastball was of the split finger variety. Our friend Titus says he's got 50,000 yen on the Buffalo Orix series. 50,000 yen, if I'm not mistaken, is in the neighborhood of about less than 400 US dollars or 500 US dollars at this point. There's a fastball that just misses, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Sugimoto. Defensively tonight for the Eagles, we didn't give you the defensive alignment. From left to right field, it's Okajima in left, Tatsumi in center, and the right fielder is Ogo. Around the horn, it is Watanabe at first. Asamura is at second. The shortstop is Moribayashi with Kobakata at third. Of course, the battery is Shoji and Oda. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. And that is going to do it here as Sugimoto goes down on strikes. He's out for out number 3. Well, they get the 2 leadoff hitters aboard, and they can't cash them in. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first. Your score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2, the Orix Buffaloes, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. It is the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel giving you all the action when we return.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the second inning, and coming to bat for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That means it's going to be Ryosuke Tatsumi, Hikaru Oda, and Itsuki Moribayashi to face the right-hander Yuta Kuroki, who is on for inning number 2. Rough first inning for Kuroki. 30 pitches he threw to the Golden Eagles as they have paced themselves out to a 2-0 lead, and the first pitch is swung on and is lined right to the leaping shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. What a play by him, moving to his left. A good swing there by Tatsumi, but he is going to be gone with 1 pitch here in the second inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Hikaru Oda. Our friend Rhodes Scholar in the house tonight. He says, "Let's go Buffaloes." And we appreciate you for popping in here tonight, Rode. Hikaru Oda striding to the plate. He's batting .252 with 3 homers and 14 RBIs. I have to say, tonight, I am fist pumping a little bit here for the Golden Eagles. It's going to make that series starting with the Hawks tomorrow that much more interesting if the Hawks continue to lose. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. In some ways, we're getting playoff baseball before the playoffs, with the Marines, the Eagles, and the Hawks all battling it out. And if my math is correct, the Golden Eagles, they're going to play back-to-back nights against the Hawks, but I think they also get them again next weekend as well. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So lots of action between those two clubs. And, of course, the Marines just have to keep winning. That's all they've got to do. Season is coming to the end as there's 5 games left in the schedule for the Hawks. As the 0-2 on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Oda. And with the Hawks, where they're at, you've got the Golden Eagles, who sit a game back of them. They've got, including tonight, 6 games on the schedule. And the Marines have the most games left. They've got 7. And everything will wrap up by about October the 9th. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Oda. Over in the Central League, the Hiroshima Toyo Carp have got 1 game left in their season. And once that is done, they are finished. But then the other teams, including the Giants, they've got 3 left, including tonight. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. This ball is going to get down for a base hit in front of the Buffalo's left fielder, and that is going to be a single here for Oda. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Murray Biashi. But as I said, the action is all in the Pacific League because with the Hawks, the Eagles, and the Marines all within a game and a half of one another to start tonight, the Hawks losing, the Eagles winning, it's going to tighten things right up. And if the Marines can get a victory, they're going to stay right there in the mix as well. Well, for Itsuki Muribayashi, he bats here. He's hitting .258, 2 homers, and 30 runs driven in. As he bats here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Kuroki. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike just under the hands, and it's 0-1. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says, do it for Dick Davis, Buffaloes. There you go. Buffaloes, of course, are in cruise control as they had clinched over a week and a half ago the Pacific League title. They haven't really had to play any important games. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. That can work either way, positively or negatively for a ball club. I think of the Detroit Tigers a number of years ago when they played the San Francisco Giants in the World Series. They had been swept. They had really run through the playoffs. They had about a 10 or 11-day layoff without any meaningful games or live pitching that would have been what they would have been facing in the playoffs. 0-2 on the way. It's a breaking ball missing down and away. And the problem with it was when the Tigers had to play the Giants, who were being battle tested, got in, their timing was off, just too much of a delay, and they ended up getting broomed. And that happens sometimes to clubs when they have too much of a layoff. You want to keep playing, and that's in the DNA of the baseball players. You want to play every single day. It keeps your timing up against the starters. Here's the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, fastball swung on. This ball is hit foul down the third base line, just past the glove of Nishino. And it keeps the count at 1-2. In the first inning for the starter Kuroki, 13 of his 30 pitches were for balls. He had really got himself off to a slow start in that department. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Instead, he throws over to first base, and getting back in time is the runner Oda. Oda, not really a threat to run. He's only got 1 stolen base on the year. He is their catcher, so it makes you kind of curious to wonder why they might have him in motion. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Murray Biashi as he waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Kuroki. As Kuroki delivers, fastball swung on, grounded to the right side, through the 4-hole into right field, and making the play, but holding at second base is Oda. As we said, Oda not exactly the best of wheels. Murray Biashi gets a base hit. That's going to be the 5th hit of the ball game already here for Tohoku. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Hirota Kobakata. Well, for Kobakata, he got the party started going for Tohoku in the first inning. He had a single. He stole second, and he was brought home on an RBI off the bat of Hiroki Shimochi. As Shimochi had knocked in the first run of the ball game. So here comes the offering from the right-hander, Kuroki, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses outside. Count is 1-0 to Kobakata. As we said, Kobakata with that stolen base in the first inning has now got himself 36 on the year. And that has put him out into first place in the Pacific League, just ahead of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks Yukio Shudo. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. I have to say, don't see any Ronald Acuna Juniors here particularly. But for the NPB, those guys can run. So 1 strike as the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2 strike. I did see there was an announcement. It's not true. I see that there's been rumblings or rumors persisting in the newspapers in Japan that Major League Baseball is going to do some games over in Japan, possibly some preseason games against Japanese teams, as well as possibly opening the season in the 2025 campaign. Fastball misses inside. The count's now 3-1. The talk about that was to have the games at the Escon Field in Hokkaido. So 3 strike to Kobakata as the right-hander Kuroki ready to go again. Gets his sign, and now he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and is tapped foul down the first base line, and the count now runs full. 3 strikes. So 3 strikes to Kobakata. The runner at second is Oda, and the runner at first, Maribayashi. As the right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work again. Shakes off the sign from his catcher once. And now he works himself to the belt. Here comes the 3-2. As the pitch is on the way, a fastball that misses low. It's going to be ball 4. Kobakata's going to walk. That's going to load the bases. Oda advances to third. Maribayashi goes over to second. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yuya Ogo. But before that happens, it's going to bring a conference of Buffaloes to the mound as the pitching coaches come out to have a word with his young right-hander. So the Golden Eagles looking to add to their lead here in the second inning. And while that conference is going on the mound, we'll get you caught up from scores from around the NPB. One late game in the Central League as the Swallows and the Giants will go at the Tokyo Dome. That's going to go off at local time, 5 p.m. Japan time. Bay Stars have jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second against the Chinichi Dragons. That game is of playoff seeding, what I would call importance, because the Carp and the Tigers are in the bottom of the second inning locked at zeros. Carp can win that game, and then they just keep the pressure on Yokohama. You basically have to win out to catch them. Fighters and Lions are tied at 0. That's in the top of the third. And the Fighters still have a 4-2 lead. That's in the bottom of the fifth inning against the Hawks. Of course, your score line here is 2-0, but Golden Eagles threatening with the bases loaded and one gone. And here comes the pitch. First pitch is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. Count is 1-0 to Ogo. Ogo officially 0 for 0 tonight because he walked his first time up. He did come around and score a run. He was driven in by the single off the bat of Takeru Okajima. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to run the count now to 0-2 on Ogo. Oh, in an RBI position here, looking to drive some runs in. Craig Shaw jumps in and says, Jays clenched, too bad for the M's, and back to Japan. There you go. Azay says, I think I almost took the under in the first 5 innings tonight. Well, a base hit here could blow that apart just like that. And I'm not sure what the over-under on this game was, but the Eagles are looking to put some runs on the board. There's a fastball that spiked up to the plate. Run the count to 1 strike. The playoff picture in the Central League, as we said, is already set. Just where the home games are going to be played between the Bay Stars and the Carp are still to be decided. And of course, in the Pacific League, three teams battling it out for second and third place. Only the Buffaloes have secured their ticket to the postseason. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed. And the batter Ogo just snaps his head back in disbelief, and that is going to be out number 2 here in the inning. So he's gone for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Hiroki Shimouchi. Well, for Shimouchi tonight, he's 1 for 1. He's also driven in a run. As we said before, he has been very important to the Golden Eagles over the last few years, but being that he's out of contract at the end of the season, I wonder if that affected his play through the year. There was talk he wasn't happy early on and might have pointed the finger to that, but he's playing really well here down the stretch. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, is chopped over to the right side, foul, just past the bag at first base. No balls and 1 strike to Shimouchi. We had an opportunity early on to post up some videos. We were able to get Bobby Witt, who created a new Kansas City Royals 30-30 club. Kind of interesting. He's the first player ever to do that. I know that George Brett, once upon a time, had a season where he had hit at least 20 doubles, 20 triples, and 20 home runs. He never could particularly run well on the base paths. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. Count is 1-1. Did not steal a lot of bases, did Brett. But 1 ball and 1 strike it is here to Shimouchi. Right-hander gets his sign. Again, works to the belt. 54th pitch of the ball game here coming up. It's only the second inning for the Buffaloes. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. I think Shimouchi would want to have that one back as he was just a little bit out in front. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is as the right-hander ready to go again. He gets himself a new baseball and rubs it up. As he holds to the belt. And now he kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble. It's going to be over the head of the right fielder, and it's off the wall. Rounding second and heading home is the runner, Murray Biashi. And here comes the throw. That ball gets away from the catcher, but it's going to clear the bases. It also brings home Kobakata. And the Eagles are now out to a 5-0 lead here in the second inning on the 3-run double by Hiroki Shimouchi. He has driven in 4 of the 5 runs here tonight. So Kobakata across for the second time tonight. And Oda and Murray Biashi ahead of him. 5-0 here for the Golden Eagles. Makes you wonder how long we're going to see the right-hander Kuroki in this ball game for here. He's been an absolute gas can here in the second inning. Well, that brings up Hideto Asamura, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. One of the concerns I had for the starter was command and control. The command of his pitches and the control, as he had walked 11 batters in 23 innings. Of course, we're almost at 60 pitches here in the second. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside. Count now goes to 2-0. Walks have been a problem here tonight as he has walked 1 in each of the 2 innings. And also, he's gone to full count on 3 of the 12 hitters he's faced tonight. And that's going to make it difficult. So 2 balls and no strikes it is. 5-0 now for the Golden Eagles as they are out here in front in the second inning. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-0 on Asamura. We'll have to see how this game shapes up here because the other game started earlier between the Hawks and the Fighters. Couldn't do that one as we were at a bit of a time issue. Here comes the 3-0. That's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. The third free pass issued tonight here by the starter, Kuroki. Shimochi is the runner at second, and it's going to bring up the left fielder, Takira Okajima, to the plate. And once again, it's going to bring this time the shortstop, Kataro Kobayashi, in to talk to the young right-hander, who's now at 59 pitches. Well, for Okajima, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled in the first. He also drove home the second run of the ball game. As we said, it's been the Hiroki Shimochi show, driving in 4 of the runs so far here. So Okajima steps to the plate, ready to face the first offering from Kuroki. He works himself to the belt, and here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Okajima. Our friend Zay says, get him out of there. We've seen enough. Oh, boy. Let me tell you. It is difficult. I don't know if the Buffaloes were anticipating a bullpen day. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. It's always a hard balancing act when you clinch as early as both of the Tigers and the Buffaloes have done this year. It makes you wonder how you manage that situation a little bit. You still want to win ball games. You still want to keep your group on a high. But at the same time, you need to be able to give some people rest. You need to be able to set up your rotation, especially for the playoffs. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side of the infield, fielded neatly by the first baseman, Cedeno. He's going to step on the bag, and that's going to do it here mercifully in the second inning, as there were 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. So 3 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 5 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for listening here with us. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be skipping to the bottom of the second inning, and it is now a 5-0 lead here for the Golden Eagles. Hiroki Shimochi, the story tonight is he has driven in 4 of the 5 Golden Eagle runs, as he has been pretty good. The other story is the not so good pitching performance of Yuta Kuroki so far, as he's been roughed up for those 5 runs with 3 walks in the first 2 innings. The first pitch delivered from Shoji goes to Masahiro Nishino. He's taken it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nishino, Kobayashi, and Noguchi here to face the right-hander in the bottom of the second. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count runs even at 1-1. So that is always frustrating. Our friend Zay, who's in the house here, said the other night, can't always have great games every night, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The only problem is you don't want the game to go sideways in the first couple innings, that's for sure. It was actually a split finger pitch. It looked like a 12-6 breaking ball as we got the replay there from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball inside that's fouled away. Count remains at 1-2 to Nishino. This righty Shoji here, there's a lot to like about him. He can really get it up there. He does sit in the low 90s as the power arm of the righty. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. And here on the flip side, the Golden Eagles right-hander, only 16 pitches in his first inning of work. He's cruised right along here so far. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Nishino. But as I say, I looked at the offense here tonight for the Buffaloes, and outside of the 3 or 4 hitters, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into left field for a base hit. Nishino's aboard with a leadoff single here in the second. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. I look tonight and I say, where's the offense going to come from for the Buffaloes? You got Mori, you got Cedeno and Sugimoto in the middle of the order who can be run producers. But getting on base with Fukuda at a 205 clip at the top of the order with Adachi hitting a $167. And then you go look at the bottom for the batting order. Kotaro Kobayashi, interestingly, hitting in the 7th spot. He's batting himself 269, but everybody else, some ugly batting average is in the lineup tonight. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Kobayashi. So where are they going to get the offensive production? Well, that remains to be seen. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. And when we look at the ball game last night, the Golden Eagles won that game 5-4 last night. And they had a bit of a lead. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball is right up against the wall. And making the grab is the right fielder, Ogo. Oh, Kobayashi made a bid, but he just couldn't go far enough. He's going to be gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi, he's hitting .231 on the year. He's got a couple of homers and 19 RBIs. The Buffaloes do have to start chipping away here, as they are probably going to try to be able to knock off a run or two here along the way. The first offering now ready to come to Noguchi. And instead they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner. So Noguchi here, batting from the left side against the right-hander. He's ready to kick and deliver. And here comes the pitch. Fastball that misses outside. The count now is 1 ball and no strikes to Noguchi. $5-0 Eagles over the Buffaloes here in the bottom of the second inning. As we said, this game here, the runs have come early and often for Tohoku. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count goes even at 1-1. We are doing the scoreboard watching tonight, and the Marines have a 1-0 lead over the Lions. That's in the top of the 4th inning. The other game that we're keeping an eye on, the Fighters are clinging to a 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 6th at the PayPay Dome. The Hawks had scored a run in the top half of their 6th inning as they've cut the lead. The Fighters now down to 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Noguchi. So 2 balls and 1 strike. But sometimes that's the way. You just can't make the predictions on how these games play out. But I will say this, I still got it circled for the Eagles and the Marines at the last game of the season. Breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-2. I just have a feeling that's going to be determining a spot, more than likely the 3rd spot. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Noguchi. The runner at first is Nishino. 1 gone here in the 2nd inning as the right-hander works to the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. It gets away from the catcher, but first base was occupied. The batter is going to be out, but Nishino is going to advance. We're going to call that one a wild pitch, as that ball was in the dirt. And it is going to retire Noguchi for the 2nd out of the inning. We'll get a look at that one. Going down to block was the catcher, Oda. He went to the left. The ball went to the right, and that allowed the runner. Nice piece of running there by Nishino to recognize that. Gets him in scoring position here, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Sho Fukunaga. And the first pitch to Fukunaga is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Only hitting 125 on the year is the Buffalo's catcher here tonight. As Fukunaga gets the start behind the plate. This is only his 6th game in the NPB. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Counts 1-1. He's got 1 hit in his 8 trips to the plate. He was originally drafted in the 3rd round of the 2021 draft. He is 24 years old. As the right-hander works to the belt, he came from Yokohama High School. Did this fella as the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled right off the catcher. The count is 1-2. He went to Kokuyan University, but he had applied for the draft in 21, so that would have been in the November phase, so a couple of years ago, and here he is already in the NPB. But he's going to be in tough to find catching time. Obviously, Kenya Wakatsuki and Tomoya Mori sharing the duties. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fukunaga batting from the right side here against the righty Shoji, who gets the sign from his catcher, and now he comes to the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that's going to do it as Fukunaga goes to the books for out number 2. That's the 4th strikeout here in the 2 innings for Shoji. No runs in the inning. They strand a runner as there was 1 hit. No errors, and we said they had left 1 on base. Your score as we move to the top of the 3rd, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 5, Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 5-0 ball game as Tohoku comes to the bat. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters when we return in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this with all the action in just a few.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, that was a quick outing for the right-hander Yuta Kuroki as he got roughed up for 5 runs in the first couple innings. So they are going to the bullpen, are the Buffaloes, as they will be calling on the right-hander Taisi Shirihara. So Shirihara taking over in relief here for the right-hander Kuroki. And somehow he's got to find a way to stop the bleeding, as the Buffaloes are going to try to find their way back into this one. Well, for Shirihara, He is in his third season with the Buffaloes. He has worked in 14 games this year. He's got no record. 16 and a third innings for the right-hander, 19 hits allowed. He has walked 9 and struck out 10. He's got an earned run average of 2.20. When I first looked at him, he reminded me very much of Yuki Utagawa when he came out to the hill. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Yoshiaki Watanabe. Watanabe 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded into a double play to end the first inning. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that swung on and lifted foul into the seats on the third base side. Count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Watanabe, Tatsumi, and Oda here for the Golden Eagles in their third inning, as they have spotted a 5-0 lead. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the left field line. Count now goes to 1-2. And as we said to everybody tonight, we are going to be scoreboard watching throughout the evening, as we want to see what is going on and how this is going to affect the seeding elsewhere. 4-3 in the top of the 7th now for the Fighters. And 1-0 for the Marines over the Lions. That's in the bottom of the 4th. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to third. They're going to have to hurry. It's a nice play there by the third baseman, Nishino, who had to really range to his left, was able to cut it off, got under his feet, and fired the batter runner out at first base. I thought he was going to do maybe a 360, but a nice play by him. It goes as a ground out 5-3. And that's going to retire Watanabe for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, Tatsumi tonight is 0 for 1. He had a line drive to the shortstop back in the second inning. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. It was a nice play by Kotaro Kobayashi, who had to move to his left and walk the ladder to be able to make the play. Here comes the 1-0. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back underneath it is the center fielder Fukuda. He makes the catch, and that's going to retire Tatsumi for the second out of the inning. So 2 Golden Eagles up and 2 Golden Eagles gone. It's going to leave it up to the catcher Hikaru Oda. Well, for Oda tonight, he's 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run in the second inning. As he came around, he was the first of the 3 runs driven in there by Hiroki Shimochi. So here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball, catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Shimochi tonight has been the hitting star for the Golden Eagles, as he has driven in 4 of the 5 runs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball missing upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1 on Oda. But you can't count the Buffaloes out. They are the Pacific League champions for a reason, even though they're, in my opinion, running a bit of a thin lineup tonight. That breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. Of course, I look at their lineup tonight. No Kai Nakagawa in the lineup. No Yuma Tongu. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Oda. Of course, Marwin Gonzalez not in the lineup either. No Yuma Mune. And you start looking up and down the lineup as who is missing. I would say Sho Gibbo even provides a greater option than most. As the right-hander works to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down. Count now goes to 3-2. And of course, the other one is the catcher Kenya Wakatsuki. So arguably, you could say 5 regulars out of the Buffalo lineup here tonight. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball misses down and in. It's going to be ball 4, and Oda's aboard with a 2-out walk. So that is a bit of an Achilles heel tonight for the Buffalo's pitchers. That is already the 4th walk issued tonight. We're not even through the 3rd inning yet. Can't defend walks. So that puts the runner at first with 2 gone. It brings up Itsuki Moribayashi to the plate. Moribayashi singled in the second inning and was also brought home on that double by Shimouchi. So 1 for 1 in this one. As the right-hander ready to go, here comes the offering. Pitch is on the way. Fastball misses low, and the count is 1-0 to Moribayashi. Moribayashi enjoying a nice season as the shortstop. As I said, I saw Kobakata play there the last couple of years, and now they have moved him. He's been playing second. He's been playing third, getting an opportunity in the outfield. I've seen him in left and center. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-1. So Kobakata getting his opportunities, but not at the shortstop position per se. Has played there a little bit this year, but not a whole lot. So by the looks of it, the Golden Eagles seem to be more sold with Moribayashi in that spot than anything else, and Kobakata giving them some defensive flexibility. There's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Moribayashi. Right-hander holds to the set. And here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and it's fouled off the catcher, Fukunaga. Count goes to 2-2. We're going to see Sihara, as we said, on relief here of the Sterner Yuta Kuroki, who was not very effective in his 2 innings of work. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and this is going to be lifted foul over the netting down the right field line, and 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. As a reminder, we will be on the airwaves for the Tuesday game between the Golden Eagles and the Hawks. We're going to make a game time decision tomorrow night. It'll be a 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern first pitch. Regardless, hopefully you can be there. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. That's what we're looking to do at that point, as that should be a big matchup. If the Hawks lose tonight and the Golden Eagles win, it's just going to set up an absolute cracker of a ball game tomorrow. And, of course, the next night as well, as both teams will be tied. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the left field line. Count remains at 2-2 to Moribayashi. He's now really putting up a fight. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here to the 9-hole hitter for the Golden Eagles. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Adachi. He throws to first. That's going to retire Moribayashi for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Golden Eagles in inning number 3. Well, no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. They do strand a runner. We are moving now to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Golden Eagles 5 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 3rd inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it is great to have you here with us. We'll be right back in just a few. We've got ourselves a 5-0 ball game here for the Eagles over the Buffaloes. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for listening in and staying in here with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order here for the Buffaloes coming up in their half of the third inning. That means Shuhei Fukuda, Ryo Adachi, and Tomoya Mori, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the batting order. Fukuda got the game going in the bottom of the first inning with a base hit. Both he and Adachi were on, and then the next thing you know, a sacrifice we couldn't believe from the 3-hole hitter, Tomoya Mori, and then back-to-back strikeouts. As that first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for ball one. The count is 1-0 to Fukuda. 34 pitches through the first 2 innings for the right-hander Shoji. He was ready to deliver again to Fukuda. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Right-hander against the left-hander. Shoji ready to go back to work again. He gets the sign from his catcher Oda, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander Shoji pitching very well tonight, delivers a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. That was of the split finger variety. It had a lot of arm side run to it. I did that split finger pitch, but here's the 2-2 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. Buffalo's just got to start chipping away here to get things back again. They've had runners. In fact, they've had the leadoff runners on in each of their first 2 innings. Fastball swung on, grounded over to first, or check that, over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman Asamura. He throws to first. That's going to retire Fukuda. Ground out 4-3. He's gone for out number 1. That's going to bring up the second baseman Ryo Adachi. But as we said to you before, it has been one of those nights where you watch the offense and how they respond and how they do things. Well, Ryo Adachi steps to the plate. He is 1 for 1 in this one. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Adachi. It'll be Adachi and then Mori here to follow. Waggling the bat. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now is even at 1-1 to Adachi. Right-hander against the right-hander. As Shoji delivers, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 1-2. As we said, Adachi had a really rough start to the season. He was hurt, came back, and has never really performed very well. He's getting the opportunity maybe to get himself going here as that fastball is lifted foul into the netting, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shoji working here with nobody on and 1 gone in the third. And he pitches on the way. It's a breaking ball. Nice stop there by the catcher Oda. Count goes to 2-2. As we said, the season winding down in the NPB, about a week left to go in their season. Their playoffs will get going in the middle of October, and they could wrap up into early November. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes to 3-2. As we said, we'll keep our eye on those out-of-town scores tonight. Bottom of the 7th now, 4-3 for the Fighters. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field blind, but it's going to slice foul into the seats. Count remains 3-2 to Adachi. Marines winning right now in the 5th inning against the Lions. That game there, top of the 5th inning. Started at the same time as ours. This one here dragging a little bit as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Adachi's aboard with a 1-out single. That's his 2nd knock of the evening. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Tomoya Mori. Well, for Mori, He had a sacrifice bunt his last time up, so officially no at bat. As I said in his last appearance, you got the guy with the most home runs, most RBIs in the lineup with 2 on, and you're taking the bat out of his hands. I look down the Orix lineup, there might be 1 or 2 guys that I wouldn't bunt. Everybody else, you're bunting, but Tomoya Mori, probably not. And of course, they didn't cash a run in because the next 2 hitters ended up striking out. Best line drive hitter right here. There's a breaking ball down, but the home plate umpire says that Mori went around. No balls and 1 strike to the veteran designated hitter of the Buffaloes. Our friend CV says, just finished the Angel game. I saw the fireworks that were going off there that you put on there, CV. And I lifted some fireworks at that game. Thanks for popping in here tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Tomoya Mori. As the right-hander checks the runner over at first as he works to the belt. And now here comes the offering from Shoji. He kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side, and it's through the 4-hole into right field. As Mori has got himself a single. The Buffaloes have got something going here in their half of the 3rd inning against the starter Shoji. So Mori did a pretty good job of staying back on the ball. The ball had eyes as it got through the 4-hole there between the first baseman, Watanabe, who was holding the runner on the bag, and the second baseman, Nasamura. So runners at first and second with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up Leandro Cedeno, and that's certainly a hitter right here who knows how to put the ball into the seats. So Cedeno steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 in this one. He struck out his first time up. 9 homers in 161 at-bats for the heavy-hitting right-handed hitter. He's got a slightly open stance at the plate. And the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down for a ball. And the count is 1-0. Cedeno, 244 on the season, 9 homers, 33 runs batted in. He had a sensational start to his NPB career. But since then, his numbers have slid a bit as they have caught up to him a little bit. He's going to have to adjust back to the league. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Count is now 1-1. And sometimes you see that. They'll challenge you and being the pitchers to see what you have. And then when you start showing them what you got, then they got to start making some adjustments. But right now, Cedeno has to find a way to adjust back. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set, kicks and delivers. Fastball that misses outside. Count now 2-1 to Cedeno. As we said tonight, it's not exactly the full house, and one would expect that that's probably going to be the case here from now to the end of the season in Orix until the playoffs start. They are probably the least followed team in the NPB, as time has been called at the plate by Cedeno. I say least followed from this perspective is that their fan base isn't the strongest. Think of good fan bases, you got to think of the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. Here's the 2-1 offering. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, and it's going to get into center field for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Adachi, and that's going to cut the scoreline to 5-1. So an RBI single here by Cedeno. Stopping at second is Mori. The Buffaloes have got a run back here, and they're looking for more. That's going to bring up the big fella Yataro Sugimoto to the plate. So 5-0 lead. Nobody told the Buffaloes to quit playing, as they are definitely hanging around here in this one. And we said earlier on, it's going to be the run producers of Mori, Cedeno, and Sugimoto. But who's going to get on in front of them to get it started? Right now, the other players in the lineup, when you look at the rest of them tonight, they did get on in the first inning, being Fukuda and Adachi, but nothing happened to drive them in. Now Adachi gets on again, and finally they make him pay with back-to-back hits by Mori and Cedeno. So 5-1 is the scoreline, and they're threatening for more. Our friend CV said he got copyrighted on those fireworks. Really? How so? I'm curious. Are you sure it was that, or was there music in the background that might have got you in trouble? So here comes the first offering to Sugimoto. As it's a fastball that misses up and in for a ball. The count is 1-0. Sometimes it may not be the fireworks themselves, but the music that's playing in the background. I've had a couple of things. What is it, a claim or a strike? Because a claim's no big deal. A strike is a problem. And here comes the 1-0 offering to the right-handed hitting Sugimoto. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into right field. This is going to be a base hit. Rounding third and stopping at third is Mori. That's going to load the bases. So 4 singles in a row here by the Buffaloes have loaded the bases. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Masahiro Nishino. So our friend CV says, just a claim on that one. Well, claim's no big deal. Let them have their moment in the sun for your 2-minute live that you did tonight. All that money that's going to go from that video will go straight to their pocketbook. So Mori, the runner at third, Cedeno, the runner at second, Sugimoto, the runner at first. There's 1 gone here in the third. Buffaloes have already scored 1 run. Masahiro Nishino steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 tonight. As the Buffaloes are looking to get back into this ballgame. 1 swing of the bat can do it. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 1-0 to Nishino. Nishino with that base hit in the first inning. Has helped his season average out. He entered the ball game tonight hitting a 191. He's raised it up to 196 in our books. Here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander works to the set, now delivers breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Golden Eagles jumped out to that 5-0 lead here. And now the Buffaloes have battled back, and they're looking to cut into this lead more as they've got the bases loaded with 1 gone. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nishino. As we said, we'll try to get on the airwaves tomorrow. We have a holiday north of the border here on the Monday. The problem is I've got commitments Monday, so it depends on how much sleep I can get tomorrow late in the afternoon. If I can do that, I'll stay up and do the Golden Eagles and the Hawks. What a game that'll be. There's a fastball swung on. His chop softly over to second. Their only play is to first base as the second baseman, Asamura, had to come in. It was in double play depth where he is. That's going to cash a run in. It's going to go into the books as a ground out 4-3. Nishino gets an RBI. Scoring on the play is Mori. Advancing to third is Cedeno, and Sugimoto is going to be safe at second. And that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. So 5-2 is now the score, as the Buffaloes are looking to get more back. Kobayashi tonight 0 for 1, but he hit an absolute bullet to right field, as the right fielder Ogo had to go all the way right back with his back to the wall to make the catch. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. Kobayashi, as we said, enjoying his best season so far in the NPB for the 21-year-old. 269 batting average entering tonight's fray. As the right-hander holds to the set. And now he delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes even at 1-1 to Kotaro Kobayashi. Base hit here would cut the lead to one would expect. We would have ourselves pretty much a brand new ball game on our hands. It'll be a battle of the bullpens. We think from not much further out here, as already the Buffaloes have taken the starter out. Fastball misses low. It's now 2-1. Shoji falling apart here in this half inning. He was at 34 pitches through his first 2 innings of work. He's already delivered 30 pitches here. He's up to 64 pitches in the ballgame. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on, lifted down the right field, up into right field, coming in, and underneath it is the right fielder who makes the catch, as that is Ogo, who will put it away for out number 3. Well, the Buffaloes, they get a couple of runs here in the inning. There was 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score, as we're now done through 3, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 5 and the Orix Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action when we return.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order to come to bat here for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, as they now have a 5-2 lead over the Orix Buffaloes. It'll be the Hiroto Kobakata, Yuya Ogo, and Hiroki Shimouchi to come to bat. It was RBI from off the bat of Leandro Cedeno that brought home the first run, and a ground out by Masahiro Nishino that brought home the second run of the ballgame. Coming on for his second inning of work will be Taisi Urashihara, as he took over from the starter Yuta Kuroki in the third innings. So he is on for inning number 2 of work here. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Kobakata. Kobakata tonight has a single and a double in 2 trips. He's also scored 2 runs, and he has stolen a base. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball that's off the glove of the catcher and goes all the way to the backstop. The count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes it is, as the right-hander ready to go as he gets himself a new baseball. Kobakata waggling the bat, waiting on the offering, and the pitch is a fastball that comes in on the inside corner. The count now goes to 2-1. Just as a reminder, we stream on YouTube and on Twitch. So either one of those platforms we are running through here. As the right-hander delivers, the 2-1 on the way. Fastball taken on the inside corner for a 2-2. We thank our listeners who come in on both platforms to listen to the ball game. Over the next 8 or 9 days, we will post up our schedule, as we will do the games in the middle of the night again for most of the week here. As we said, any game that is competitive or has playoff implications, we'll stay with. There's a fastball that is lifted into deep left field. Moving back, and underneath it is the left fielder, Sugimoto. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Kobakata for the first time tonight, as he is gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yuya Oga. Well, for Ogo, he is officially 0 for 1. He has struck out, and he has walked and scored a run tonight. So the Buffaloes here trying to get the momentum back after they scored a couple. It's nothing more than a pitcher putting up a 0 here that one would have to think. So no balls and 1 strike to Ogo as he took that fastball for strike number 1. Here comes the offering from the right-hander. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander again leans in, gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. Pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on, and it's hit foul behind home plate, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ogo. So Urashihara has come in and has been cautiously effective. Only the 1 walk allowed to Oda in that 3rd inning. He's been a pretty good job of throwing strikes and getting ahead, but the ever so dangerous Hiroki Shimouchi waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the right-hander delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded in through the 6-hole into left field. It's going to be a 1-out single for Ogo. And the aforementioned Shimouchi is going to be striding to the plate here with a runner on and a runner out in the top half of the 4th inning. Well, for Shimouchi tonight, he is he's 2 for 2. He's got a single and a double. He's driven in 4 of the 5 Golden Eagle runs. He cleared the bases with a double back in the 2nd inning. It was absolutely scorched over the head of the right fielder, Tomoya Noguchi. So he is picking up the pace here as he's now got 37 runs driven in on the year. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. The 33-year-old enjoying a great month of September, which is now turned into October. He's not missed a beat. So 1 ball and no strikes to the left-handed hitting Shimouchi. As the right-hander holds to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is a bullet hit into right field. It's going to get into the corner, and it's going to be extra bases. And it's going to kick around a little bit, and it's going to be juggled by the right fielder. And that's going to allow Shimouchi to drive in yet another run. I'd have to take a look at that. I'm pretty sure that's going to go as a double and an RBI, even though the right fielder, Noguchi, looked like he bobbled it when he had to go pick it up. And so the Golden Eagles get a run back. That's going to increase the scoreline to 6-2. Yet another run driven in by Shimouchi. He has been an absolute beast tonight. 5 of the 6 runs driven in off the bat of Hiroki Shimouchi. Then there is there. I'd like to see how they're going to score that. I'm still giving him an RBI on that one, but we'll have to see if it officially is going to be that by the official score. As we said, the right fielder Noguchi, first of all, going into the corner, had trouble getting it out. And then when he got the ball to pick it up, it ended up popping up into the air on him. So we'll see what the official score decides to rule. There's a first pitch to Hideo Asamura that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to the Tohoku second baseman. So if you took the under through the first 5 innings, it would have to have been under 9 because there are already 8 runs on the board here in the 4th inning. Breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1 to Hideo Asamura. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Asamura technically 0 for 1 tonight. He's been on base twice. Bounced into the fielder's choice and drew a walk. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander looks at second and now delivers. Fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Hideo Asamura. Have to say, I can't wait until the NPB playoffs do get going, but as close as it will be tomorrow night between the Eagles and the Hawks. As both of the birds will get together, or the foul, I would say, get together. There's a fastball that misses down. Counts 3-1 to Asamura. Battling for the playoffs and the playoff positioning. A win tonight by the Eagles and a loss by the Hawks will have both of the teams all evened up. The only difference is the Golden Eagles have a game in hand. And the difference is that they have a game in hand all evened up. The Hawks have one more tie than the Eagles do. That's going to be the half-game difference. So here comes the 3-1 pitch as the right-hander works to the belt, checks the runner at second, and here's the offering. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Counts now 3-2 to Asamura. Takara Okajima, the left fielder, waits his turn on deck. Our friend CV in the house tonight. As we said earlier, he was doing the fireworks stuff earlier at the Angels game, posted the videos up. Here's the 3-2 fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. Asamura is going to be aboard with a walk here. That's going to bring up the left fielder Takara Okajima. And on the evening here, it's been the nemesis and the problem tonight for the pitchers of the Buffaloes. That's going to be the 5th walk of the ball game, issued by the Buffaloes pitchers. Brings Okajima to the plate. What I couldn't understand when CV was in here earlier was I didn't know if the fireworks were to celebrate Artie Moreno selling the team or that they were going to sell off some of their players. There's not a whole lot to celebrate in Los Angeles with the Angels lately. Here's the first pitch breaking ball and misses out, down and away. Count is 1-0 to Okajima. Okajima has driven in the other run that Shimochi hasn't driven in tonight. He had a single in the first inning, and he's also had a ground out in the second, so 1 for 2. He's lifted his season average to 265. As the right-hander holds to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. The Eagles jumped out to a 5-0 lead. The Buffaloes battled back with 2 in the last half of the 3rd inning. Now the Golden Eagles have got another one back here. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lofted into deep left field. And this ball, if it stays fair, is going to be trouble. And it is just going to slice foul. Oh, boy. That's going to run the count to 1-2 on Okajima. If that ball would have got down, there was strong likelihood Asamura could have scored all the way from first. Okajima just threw the bat at the ball. It looked like it was a bit of self-defense, and the ball just carried almost to the warning track, but just sliced foul. Well, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Okajima, as he is waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Uris Sahara. Checks the runner over at second. Here's the pitch. Oh, nice job. Piece of hitting there by Okajima to lay off that. That was a split finger in the dirt. Looked like he wanted to go, but just was able to hold up. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So left-handed hitting. Okajima here waggling the bat. Waiting now on the offering from the right-hander Uris Sahara. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Uris Sahara getting his side from his catcher Fukunaga. He works himself to the belt. And here's the 3-2. Fastball swung on, chopped up the middle, fielded by Kirbiashi. He steps on the bag at second, over to first. That's going to be an inning-ending double play, and the Buffaloes are able to get themselves out of the inning. 6-3 double play as it erased Asamura at second for the second out and Okajima on the back end. That will do it here in the 4th inning for Tohoku, but they got a run back on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles with a 6-2 lead over the Orix Buffaloes. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a bit. Buffaloes looking for more when they return right after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the fourth inning, and coming to bat will be Tomoya Noguchi, Sho Fukunaga, and the top of the order, Shuhei Fukuda. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that's delivered for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Noguchi. Noguchi 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up against the Golden Eagles righty. Takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander as Shoji kicks and delivers. Fastball that misses low, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Noguchi, Fukunaga, and the top of the order, Fukuda, as we said, to come to bat here. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Noguchi overmatched. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Sho Fukunaga. And well, for Fukunaga, batting a 125 entering the ball game tonight. His average has slipped to 111. He is 1 for 9 in his NPB career. And the first pitch on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Fukunaga. So 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside. Count now goes to 2-0 here to the 9-hole hitter. 0 for 1 tonight is Fukunaga. He struck out his first time up as the pitch is a fastball swung on and is lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. Count goes to 2-1. Just kind of curious though what the ticket prices for the games in Orix would be. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and that's swung on and fouled away. The count's 2-2. CV, you should give me a call, maybe tomorrow or on the weekend, and we can have a chat, and I can give you some information on that, and I can help you out. As there's a fastball swung on, it's grounded over to third, and they throw to first, and it's over the head of the first baseman Watanabe, and it's going to be. We're going to see if they're going to rule that an error or not. And it is. It's going to go E5 on Kobakata, as that is going to allow Fukunaga to reach safely. And then Shuhei Fukuda is going to come to bat here with the runner at first and 1 gone. There is a fella in Tokyo, CV, who I would... You got it. I've worked on some video. I haven't posted. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to edit. But he's my buddy, the G Freak. And it's like you got to go down some alleys, up a back street, up a corner, and then tap on the door. When you open it up, there's all kinds of stuff that he's got there. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. He does not ship to North America, so you can only pick up stuff there. He's got a lot of old stuff. He's got a lot of new stuff as well. Him and his wife are the ones who are there. So I had a chance to visit with him for about an hour or so. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Fukuda. So, CV, that might be something that you can do. Getting the potato chips on the cards are gone. They only come in waves. I think they come in 2 series. Sometimes I thought they came in 3. But they were out while I was there, and now they're not there anymore. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded into the 6th hole. They go to second, and they say that's an out. I'm curious to see if Asamura held on to the base long enough. Nice play there by Murray Biashi to get the fielder's choice. That's going to retire Fukunaga. I'm going to get another look at this. As it was slapped the other way by Fukuda. They threw it over to second. Oh, boy. I wonder if they want to go and have a look at this. Murray Biashi deep into the hole. Ooh, I'd want to maybe have a peek at that one, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it. So that's going to erase Fukunaga on a fielder's choice, 5-4. He's gone for the second out. Fukuda reaches on the fielder's choice. That brings Ryo Adachi to the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. But it's not easy. The cards are not easy to get, so it depends on her layover and how much time she has. Breaking ball that misses down. And the count now is 1-1. I picked up an O when I was over there. And I was pretty pleased about that. I had another one. I sold an O to Rademacher a couple years ago. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Adachi tonight is 2 for 2. He's got a run and a couple of singles here, as we said. So he is right now batting with the runner Fukuda at first. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Not sure what Adachi was looking for. It caught the outside corner. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it for the Buffaloes here. They had no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and there was a runner left aboard. We're now through 4 complete innings. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6 and the Orix Buffaloes 2. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back after this from our friend Steve.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddy. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddy. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. Appreciate you for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 5th inning. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Golden Eagles as the right-hander Urias Sahara continues on his journey tonight for his 3rd inning of work. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside to Watanabe for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Shiaki Watanabe 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play and grounded to third his 2 trips to the plate. As the pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. Watanabe, Tatsumi, and Oda here to come to bat against the right-hander in the 5th inning for the Golden Eagles. The pitching parade has begun early tonight for Orix as they are already into their bullpen. There's a fastball that misses outside, that catches the outside corner. The count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Watanabe. The right-hander works to the set position, and he's ready to go again. Here comes the 2-1 offering as he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left center field. And making the run on the catch is Fukuda. Oh, that hung up there just a little too long. Watanabe gave it a ride. And it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And then finally, Watanabe hauls it in for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi tonight, he's 0 for 2. He has lined out to the shortstop and flown out to the center fielder in this one. So 0 for 2 in his 2 trips tonight, looking to find his way aboard for the first time this evening. First pitch on the way, fastball swung on off the glove of the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first, and that is going to go as a ground out, 1-6-3. What a play there by Kirby-Ashi to take the deflection. That's going to retire Tatsumi for the second out of the inning. We'll get the replay of that one there. So good the first time. We got to watch it again. Had Kirby-Ashi moving to his left, and because of the deflected ball, he had to come back and field it off his backhand and then fire to first base to retire Tatsumi. So he's gone for 2 outs now. That's going to bring up the catcher, Hikaru Oda. Well, for Oda tonight, he's been on board twice, and he has got a single in 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Just for CV, as he was saying, an O would be nice. O's are a little harder to come by these days, as there's a breaking ball that misses inside, and that is going to hit the batter Oda. So he's going to be aboard for the 3rd time tonight, each a little different way. So he is going to be here on board with 2 outs. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Itsuki Muribayashi. And so Muribayashi tonight, 1 for 2. He singled in the second inning and came around and scored a run. He's also grounded out to the second baseman in his 2 trips. So he bats here against the right-handed throwing Urasahara as the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Right-hander against the right-hander. As Muribayashi is waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. This game here on our slate tonight, as we said before, we will look to do the game tomorrow night, depending on how much sleep we can get, but we are definitely going to do the game. It would be Tuesday, Japan time. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 0-2 to Muribayashi. But hoping to be able to offer up all the work tomorrow. They called that a foul ball. We got the replay of that one. I'm not sure where the foul ball took place there. But the home plate umpire was on top of it and made the emphatic call. Muribayashi stays alive here. Waiting here on the pitch from the right-hander who's ready to deliver. It's a fastball that is spiked into the dirt. Nice job by the catcher, Fukunaga, there to keep it in front. Runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kobakata will be following here should the 9-hole hitter Muribayashi find a way on base. So here comes the pitch from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Adachi. He throws to first. Muribayashi in the books on a ground out, 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. Well, no runs in the inning for the Golden Eagles. were no hits. There were no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6 and the Orix Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It looks like that is going to be a final score in the game between the Fighters and the Hawks. It looks like that game is now going to be a ball game, as it is a 4-3 game at the PayPay Dome. It looks like it is a victory for the Fighters. And if that is the case, the Eagles have gained a half game, and a win tonight would tie it up with them, as they will go on tomorrow to have to face one another. So that looks like that one is in the books. Well, it is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Buffaloes to come to bat here. Trying to cut into the lead of the Golden Eagles. And the first pitch to Tomoya Mori is a fastball, misses up and away. Mori, Cedeno, and Sugimoto, who are coming here to bat, couldn't get to the hot button in time on that one. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Good thing it's not Coke or Pepsi that we're sucking back here, because that would be making us a lot of noise. 2 balls and no strikes it is to Mori as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. It was 81 pitches through the first 4 innings for Shoji. He's got to try to get himself out of this jam here. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. Interesting tonight that the Fighters take care of the Hawks. Fastball swung on. This ball's ripped into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Tomoya Mori's got himself a leadoff single here. He's been aboard twice tonight. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Leandro Cedeno. Well, for Cedeno tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also driven in one of the 2 Buffalo runs to this point. As he gets a chance to come up here to face the right-hander Shoji. Looks like the Lions have taken a 2-1 lead over the Marines. The Marines, of course, were up 1-0, and they have to try to get a win here to keep pace, or to gain some ground, at least I should say, on the Hawks. It would make it really, really interesting. There's a first pitch breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Sorry, that's a taken for a ball by Cedeno. So 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on it and in front of the warning track and making the catch is the right fielder Ogo. Tagging at first and heading to second is Mori. The throw is not in time. Oh, that was a gutsy play by Mori. Not exactly the most fleet of foot catcher, as he was able to tag up and be able to get into second. So that's going to retire Cedeno, but moving over into second base is Mori. That's one thing you don't see in Major League Baseball, is a lot of tags at first base. He kind of went off about maybe quarter of the way, went back, tagged up, and then was able to take the bag. Cedeno hit a long way, just not long enough, but a nice job there by Mori. And in fact, if the throw didn't short hop up and where the ball was taken by the second baseman or checked out by the shortstop, Murray Biashi. They might have had a shot at Mori. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike by Sugimoto, and the count is 0-1. For Yutaro Sugimoto tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also struck out in this one here, but he's got a chance to drive in Mori with the second run of the ball game. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count runs even to 1-1 now. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yutaro Sugimoto. Sugimoto's average has been brought up to 236. As we mentioned at the outset, he had a great first month of the season. And after that, it was all treading water. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And stopping at third is Mori, as he's going to go station to station this time. Sugimoto aboard with a 1-out single. Mori, the runner at third, and now that's going to bring up the third baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, for Nishino tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also driven in one of the Buffaloes' runs here. So the Buffaloes here not quite dead yet, as they are still battling it out. Interesting job there by Sugimoto to keep his hands inside the ball and golf it the other way. So runners at the corners. As the left-handed hitting Nishino steps up to the plate. Buffaloes are down by 4 here. It is a 6-2 ball game. They spotted the Golden Eagles a 5-0 lead over the first 2 innings, and then they yanked their starter. And now they are trying to get back into this ball game. 6-2 for Tohoku, as Buffaloes are batting in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And here comes the first offering from Shoji. It's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, but the catcher, Oda, dropped the ball. Got to make your catchers earn those strikes. Makes the umpires look bad. No ball and 1 strike it is. Buffalo crowd is with good form tonight. They've got their towels up and are cheering on their home team here. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Left-handed hitting Nishino, waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from Shoji. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the most active we've seen the crowd tonight. Fastball misses upstairs. Peel over to the third base umpire, but they say Nishino didn't go, and it's going to keep the count at 2-1. I often wonder sometimes what the success rate of the check swing calls would be. Personally, on that one, I thought that the batter, Nishino, did a pretty good job of holding up on that one. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. As the right-hander works to the set position. Here comes the 2-1. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. "95 pitches now for the Golden Eagle right-hander. As he has struggled here tonight, it's not been an easy 5 innings of work for him. He's had to battle. As we mentioned, he has not gone any less than 5 1/3 in his last three outings. But he is going to have to battle to get through the 5 here tonight. Fastball misses down. It's now full to Nishino. Waiting on deck is the shortstop Kotaro Kobayashi, and both times has flown out deep to right field. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nishino. Runner at third, Mori. Runner at first, Sugimoto. It's not exactly the most speedy runners on the base paths, that is for sure. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander works to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. Murray Biaggi takes it himself, steps on the bag. He throws to first, and that's going to be a double play. That is going to go in the books as a 6-3 double play to do that here to end this inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a Buffalo hit. There were no errors and one runner left aboard. Your score, as we are now through 5 complete, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6 and the Orix Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We're going to put this one on loop. We're the music on loop as we're going to take our little halftime break. Our friend Alexander Leggett in the house. You're just in time for the Japanese halftime, Alex. We'll be back to chat with him in just a few minutes as his Washington National season is pretty much coming in for an end. So we'll be right back here in just a second. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate y'all for listening in with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the top of the 6th inning in just a couple moments. Craig Shaw listening in. So that would have been of the former Xavier Musketeer gone bad. So sounds like a one and done at that game. So it is a Buffalo game that he is at. Well, he's got himself maybe not exactly the most exciting game to be at. Lots of runs in the first 2 innings for the Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles. Buffalo's battled back with a pair, and then a 6th run by the Golden Eagles have increased the score to 6-2. We do have a pitching change as the Orix Buffaloes are going to their bullpen. They are going to be calling on a right-hander. This is going to be number 66. As it is going to be Ryo Yoshida in the ballgame. And the first pitch he delivers to the leadoff hitter Hirota Kobakata is a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. For Ryo Yoshida, this is the 3rd pitcher tonight used by the Buffaloes as the right-hander delivers a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. Count goes even at 1-1. 18 ball games on the year for Yoshida. No record, no saves. As the right-hander delivers a fastball that bounces up to the plate, the count now goes to 2-1. 15 1/3 innings for the right-hander, 15 hits allowed, 6 walks, and 10 strikeouts. As the right-hander delivers a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, count now goes to 2-2. He has also allowed 6 runs, 5 have been earned, and he's got a 2.93 ERA for Yoshida. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is here to Kobakata. It'll be Ogo and Shimouchi to follow as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, reaching the seats on the third base line. At this ball game tonight, you could probably have your own section in the upper deck outfield. Just a lot of sparse seating. Never got a chance to see the Buffaloes at that stadium. Did see the neutral site game. It was actually a Yomiuri Giant home game, both those games. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside, the count now goes to 3-2 on Kobakata. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander rocks into the delivery, and he throws a breaking ball that misses down and in. And Kobakata is going to be aboard for the 3rd time tonight. First time via the walk, and we said the walk is what's been killing the Buffaloes pitchers tonight. If my math is correct, that's going to be the 6th walk issued, and if you add the hit by pitch, 7 times tonight, either via walk or hit by pitch, that the Golden Eagles have reached base. You're not going to win many ball games when you're doing that. That is for certain. Our friend Craig says he repeats himself over again. We caught it the first time, but unfortunately, not exactly the best ball game to be attending at here tonight. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses outside. Our friend Zay, who was in here earlier, said that not all games can be winners. There's nothing worse than when a team can put up a big spot in the first couple innings and then it kind of makes it a bit disinteresting along the way, although I have to say the Buffaloes have battled back here. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yuya Ogo. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Should be an interesting affair now that the Hawks game is over. Everybody's going to be scoreboard watching here. And of course, the Marines have to try to come back against the Lions. If they can do that, it's going to be a really interesting race here in the Pacific. As the pitcher Yoshida throws over to first base, and diving back is Kobakata. Kobakata definitely a threat to run. He got his 36th stolen base of the season back in the 1st inning. As the right-hander ready to go, our friend Ray Calzone comes in and he says, why the heck did he gamble on this game? Here's the 1-1. There goes the runner, but he shuts it down. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Ogo. We had some people asking, certainly the games that don't mean anything are an absolute crapshoot. I don't know how you go about placing bets on that with all the different players that come in and out. Even tonight's Buffaloes, we counted 5 regulars out of the lineup tonight. Resting players, they got nothing to really worry about, just trying to get guys enough at bats to stay somewhat sharp as it gets closer to the playoffs. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into right center field. This ball's going to get down. Rounding second and heading to third is Kobakata, digging hard for second, and sliding in is the runner Ogo. And is he going to get in there safely? It looks like he is, as the throw came in behind the runner. Man, if you're Kobakata, you got to think about wheeling him around all the way in to score from first. They're going to throw in behind those runners. It wasn't like it was a cut play and they went back door. It was right going into second base. Well, Ogo, as we said, hit that ball into the pull gap, so he's got himself a double. That's his second hit of the ball game. And now the Golden Eagles are threatening again as they've got runners at second and third. And Hiroki Shimochi coming to the plate, who's driven in 5 of the 6 runs here tonight, and he's got 2 ducks in scoring position. So here comes the first offering to Shimochi. As the right-hander Yoshida gets his sign, he kicks and delivers a fastball that just misses outside for ball 1. Counts 1-0. Shimochi tonight has been the big dog in the lineup for the Golden Eagles. He's 3 for 3, a single and 2 doubles. He knocked a run in the first inning, 3 with a bases clearing double, and then a single in the fourth. Alexander Leggett says, watching the Braves kick their butt at the end of the season has been fun. There is a breaking ball that misses that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 on Shimochi. Runner at second, Kobakata. Runner at second is Ogo. Runner at third is Kobakata. Nobody out. They've got the infield in here to the Buffaloes. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, it is a breaking ball that misses down and in. It's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike to Shimochi. They do have the open base, but the problem is you've got Hideto Asamura looming on deck, which is equally as dangerous, if not more, than the designated hitter for the Golden Eagles, Shimochi. Alexander Leggett says, the Golden Eagles feel like all offense and little defense. Well, certainly tonight they've made a couple of errors, that's for sure. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's now 2-2. That being said, it's also been tonight that we can honestly say that Hiroki Shimochi has been the major run producer they've expected him to be all year long. 38 RBIs on the season now, and 5 of them here tonight, and it's the manager, Nakajima, can't even bear to look. He's got his face buried in his hands. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball just misses outside. That runs the count to 3-2 on Shimochi. So kind of interesting to see how they're going to manage this and try to be prepared when they have to get to the next round of the playoffs. Because when you think about it, the Buffaloes really won't have a meaningful game to play for quite a bit. In fact, when you figure it, over the last couple of weeks, there hasn't been a meaningful game. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. The last game of the season that they'll play, officially on the schedule, if I remember correctly, it's, I think, the 8th of October. Do you take a double check on that one? Looks like the last scheduled game is actually on the 9th of October, Monday the 9th. They would be playing the Hawks at the Kyocera Dome. Here's the 3-2. Fastball misses outside, and Shimochi's going to be aboard yet again with another walk. And as we said, the walks are absolutely killing the Buffaloes here tonight. And just doing a double check on my stuff. Actually, it looks like it was 3 walks given up by the starter when the reliever had come in. So 3 walks given up by Kuroki. Then it was Urasahara. He went the next 3 innings. And he gave up 2 walks and hit a batter. And now 2 walks here by Yoshida in the 6th inning. By my counts, that's 7 walks and a hit batsman here. Bases are loaded, nobody out, and it brings Hideto Asamura to the plate. So a great opportunity here for the Golden Eagles to blow this thing way apart. As the right-handed hitting Asamura strides in. So Yoshida's got himself in a jackpot here because he can't throw strikes. And here's the first pitch to Asamura. It swung on and fouled away. Looked like he wanted to hit that one into the fifth deck. And if I read this right, I have to do a double take. That might already be, is that right? We're already at 25 pitches here. Looks like 19 pitches on my books. So there's pitch number 20 there as that fastball misses low and the count goes to 1-1. It's 25 home runs here on the season for Hideto Asamura. He's tied with 3 others for the league lead. Says replace the pitcher. They've already done it 3 times here tonight, or twice tonight anyways, on the replacement parts. Problem is that the Buffaloes here are trying to keep their guys sharp for the playoffs. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. They come home with it for the force, and the catcher drops the ball. Unbelievable. Ball was hit to the third baseman, fielded on the foul line side by Nishino. He picks it up, fires it home, and the catcher, whose job is to catch, can't hang on to it as Fukunaga loses it up the third baseline. That's going to cash a run in. We're going to have to see how they're going to rule that, if it's going to be a fielder's choice and error, but the pitching coach is coming out probably now to console the pitcher because that should have been an out. It's now a 7-2 scoreline here. We're going to get a look at the replay on that one. Came home, catcher. I'm just looking at this here. Nishino could have stepped on the base. Then it becomes a tag play at the plate. The throw wasn't great, but it was down, and it got off the heel, and then it was the base runner. Kobakata had the hopscotch around the catcher to be able to score the run. Ogo advances to third. Shimauchi's at second. And Asamura is safe at first. We're going to call that a fielder's choice. But I don't know if that's going to be an error on the play as well. As far as I'm concerned, it should be. So if you haven't thrown up in your mouth a little bit, I'm sure that taste is where it's at. 7-2 is the score. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count as 1 ball and no strikes to Takeru Okajima. Okajima 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and drove a run in the first inning. He's grounded into a double play and grounded to first in his other 2 trips. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. Tough night at the office for the Buffalo pitchers. That is for certain. Our friend Alexander Leggett says absolutely hilarious. Well, the circus is in town tonight. That is for certain. I guess if you're going to be bad, you might as well be entertainingly bad. As the 1-1 pitch is ready to come. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Can't believe it. That was absolutely incredible. 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Here comes the pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball is trouble. Back onto the warning track. And making the catch right up against the wall is the right fielder Noguchi. Tagging at third and coming home with the 8th run of the ball game is Ogo. Also tagging up is Hiroki Shimauchi. He's going to advance over to third. And that is going to be a sacrifice fly to right field. That's going to get a run in. That'll be the first out of the inning as Ogo is going to score the 8th run of the ball game. Hit it right to the wall. Just missed a grand slam by inches. So Shimauchi advances to third. Asamura stays at first. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Well, if you're a Buffalo, this is the guy you want to face. He's not had a good night tonight. He's grounded into a double play. He's grounded out and flown out. Both he and Ryosuke Tatsumi, the two hitters in the lineup who haven't found a way on base yet. This is the part of the order that you've got to be excited about, but it looks like we may have a pinch hitter here. We'll have to get you those specs in just a minute. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. Did not catch the number of the hitter here. It's a left-handed stick. It looks like it is, I want to say number 33, but I don't have a 33 on my list, although it could be Jinji. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes even at 1-1. If Jinji is in the first side, then this would probably be him. So 1-1 strike it is to the left-handed hitting pinch hitter of the Golden Eagles. Haven't seen enough of Jinji this year to confirm. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. Usually the facial recognition for me is easy, and it is Jinji at the plate, as he has come on to hit for Watanabe. So 1-2 strikes as the left-handed hitting Eagle pinch hitter waits here with runners at the corners and one gone. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. The count now is going to remain at 1-2. 1-2 strikes. Eagle fans have made their way to Osaka. Not a lot of them, but they are cheering their ball club on. It's a good weekend to be in Osaka if you're an Eagle fan. 1-2 on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Ryosuke Tatsumi waits his turn on deck. As Jinji is batting here with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 gone. Right-hander working to the set. Now delivers. Breaking ball inside, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand. Says that Jinji went around. He's gone for out number 2, so a little bit of help from the home plate umpire. We'll get a look at that on the replay, and yeah, he probably didn't hold up. We get the overhead view, and the overhead view would dictate much similar to he did offer for that. So Jinji in the books for out number 2, and that brings up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi, he is 0 for 3 tonight. Line to the shortstop, flown out to center, and grounded into a 1-6-3 putout. So Tatsumi waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, Yoshida, who is trying to work out of the jam. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Tatsumi. 8-2 lead, and one would have to think that Kosei Shoji, who has not exactly had an easy night for him through 5 innings, would probably come on out for another inning because of his pitch counts and because they don't have to use their bullpen. There's a fastball lifted down into the deep into the left field corner. Racing in after it is the left fielder. Can't see if Yataro Sugimoto has come up with the catch. We see he's on the ground as he slid into the wall. We're going to get a look at that one again, and it doesn't look like, did he get it or not? We're going to have to wait here to see, and it looks like he did make the catch, and that is going to do it here, as that is going to retire Tatsumi for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here in the 6th for the Golden Eagles. No runs in the, or sorry, check that, 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. Now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning, your score is the Eagles 8 and the Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. This is where it gets interesting. We got all kinds of stories to tell you, as this game here is a touchdown spread apart. We'll be back in a few. Thanks for being here with us. We're going to turn it over to our friend Steve.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with A card of Bernie. Yay. Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and we welcome everybody here, and thank you again for your support of our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Well, it is going to be a pitching change as the Golden Eagles are going to their bullpen. And we'll get you that here in just a moment as we'll catch up on our end of things here as we're just about to finish the middle of the 3 frames. It looks like it is Sakai coming into the ball game. And if that is the case, then it is a right-hander here taking over. So we will get you that here in just a moment. And we'll also get you caught up on all the scores. As it looks like the Marines have taken the lead now on the Lions. That's going to really tighten things up. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is chopped over on the left side of the infield. They're going to have to hurry to make the play. And it's not going to happen as Kotaro Kobayashi is going to get himself an infield single. He's aboard with a leadoff single here. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Noguchi. So Tomohiro Sakai in the ballgame, as we said, the right-hander, his 46th appearance of the year. 4 wins, 3 losses, and a save, working his 40 and a third innings. 34 hits. He's allowed 23 walks, 29 strikeouts, and he's got a 3.12 ERA on the year. So he is now going to be facing Noguchi, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times up. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1. So Tomohiro Sakai on in relief here. And why do I just get the feeling that this game here has got still a lot more runs in it? Buffaloes, I have a feeling, are probably ready to put a couple more runs on the board. There's the breaking ball that catches the inside corner and it counts 1-1 to Noguchi. 8-9-1 for the Eagles. That's 8 runs, 9 hits, and an error. 2-9-1 for the Buffaloes. But the difference in the ball game here is the walks and the hit batters. Buffaloes not able to throw enough strikes. And you couple that together, and that produces a whole pile of runs. Fastball taken on the outside corner for called strike. The count's now 1-2 to Noguchi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left-handed hitting right fielder has been busy in right field tonight. Does look like there's going to be a pinch hitter coming into the on-deck circle. Looks like it's the end of the night for the catcher, Fukunaga. We'll have to get that in a minute. Of course, after the way that Fukunaga fry-panned that ball in the last half inning, I kind of think that there's going to be somebody coming in. Because it's certainly not for his batting skills. He's 1 for 10 on the season is Fukunaga, so one would have to think a pinch hitter would be in order, and maybe we'll see Kenya Wakatsuki to finish the game off behind the plate. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as it is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul right into the catcher. Count remains at 1-2 to Noguchi. A friend Alexander Leggett said you said there were more stories. Yeah, we can carry that on. So he went to the doubleheader last Saturday for the last games of the season at Nats Park. I thought I saw everything when Jonah Dawn and Rutledge pitched good games. Or Doan. Yeah, I think he had another good outing. Recently did Jonah Doan as well. I think he had something else this week. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. Noguchi's going to beat it out. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Kobayashi on a 6-4. Fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. So 1 in the books. Manager Nakajima came up, thought about maybe making something there, but that's not the case. Well, we're going to have ourselves a pinch hitter on our hands here. as it is going to be number 55. It looks like it's T. Okada coming in to pinch hit. Haven't seen a whole lot of T. Okada on the season here. Saw a little bit of him in the previous year, last year, but Okada on the game sheet here tonight, ready to come to bat. On the season, he's batting an even 200. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. He's in a kind of a garbage time situation here. But anything to try to get him going, one would have to say, is maybe he has some use in the playoffs. So 1 ball and no strikes to the veteran left-handed hitting outfielder on to pinch hit here. Pitch from Sakai on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 1-1. Well, I was planning last night on going down to the Mariners and the Ranger game, and as it turned out, I wasn't able to make it down. Alexander Legas said it was tonight that Adone was good. He was bad as ever, but just kept getting lucky. I was going to go down last night, not the Saturday night game, the Friday night game to see the Mariners and the Rangers. That game was sold out. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to T. Okada. But in a way, I'm glad I did it. And of course, the Mariners laid an egg here tonight on Saturday, and their season is over, as the Texas Rangers put it to them. And now the playoff is all set in both the American and the National League. There's a fastball that misses down. The count is 2-2. Runner at first is Noguchi. 1 gone here in the inning, as it is the 9-hole hitter Okada at the plate. Brian Alexander Leggett said the Mariners had a sad end to it all. Yeah, their pitching's pretty good, but they've got to clean up a little bit. I don't like some of the moves that Trader Jerry made during the year or even in the offseason. As the 2-2 is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded softly over to second. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time, as it pulls the first baseman Gingy off the base. That 2 is going to go as a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Noguchi at second. It's going to go 4-6 this time. He's gone for the second out. Okada reaches first safely. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. Got an 8-2 scoreline here as the Buffaloes are batting in their half of the 6th inning. As we said, the scoreline now, if I would have asked you or if you would have asked me, the Buffaloes have now out-hit the Eagles 10-9, and yet they trail 8-2. 7 walks and a hit batter delivered by the Buffaloes tonight has been the disaster. Coupled with all those hits, that is going to give them the lead that they have, a 6-run difference. Both teams have made 1 error tonight, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Fukuda. As we look at the scores from around the NPB, as we said, the Marines have now taken the lead on the Lions in that game. It's 3-2. As that is the breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. 6-3, the Tigers have the lead over the Carp. That's not a good sign for the Carp. It's in the top of the 7th inning, and it's 4-0 for the Bay Stars over the Dragons. The only thing exciting in the Central League is, where are the games going to be played at? Are they going to be played in Hiroshima or Yokohama? As that fastball misses outside, the count is now 2-1. I saw the Carp and the Bay Stars play in Yokohama. That would have been about the 21st or 2nd. As there was a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-1 of August. It was a Shota Dobayashi's show. He had a couple of home runs in that ball game. And then on the defensive side, it was their left fielder Nishikawa who was putting on a show in left field, making some great defensive plays, as well as the starter Aaron Curry, who's been a bit hard luck this year. He's got a .500 record, but he's been absolutely brilliant. There's a fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. As Fukuda is going to be aboard with a walk. That's going to advance T. Okada over to second. And it's going to bring up Ryo Adachi to the plate. So the Buffaloes here are just pesky. They just won't go away. So runner at first is Fukuda. The runner at second is Okada. 2 gone here in the inning, and Adachi stepping to the plate. He is 2 for 3 in this one. He's got a couple of singles. He's scored a run, and he's also struck out looking. So Adachi steps in here, ready to face the first offering from the right-hander Sakai, who works to the belt and now delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Alexander Leggett said things got out of hand real fast. Jake Irvin managed to throw 80 pitches up to the third with just 1 out before they replaced him. Couldn't get him out. Would have had a conga line going all day if he was kept in. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. The count now goes we'll double check our stats. I've got it even here to Adachi. Check that 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander here bats with 2 gone and 2 on in the last half of the 6th. And here comes the pitch from Sakai. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. When I think of the conga line, I think of the Bugs Bunny video, where there was the Bugs Bunny baseball video, and they had the conga line going. The hitters just kept coming to the plate, one after another, and hitting in that baseball video. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to the second baseman, Adachi. Okuda, the runner, Okada, the runner at second, and Fukuda, the runner at first. Sakai checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses outside. Count goes to 2-2 on Adachi. This game here has been a slog, that's for sure. We're almost getting into the 3-hour mark, and we're not quite done the 6th inning yet. Lots of runners all over the base paths and not enough strikes being thrown. So here comes the 2-2. And that is a fastball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Adachi didn't go. That's going to run the count to 3-2. And it's going to put T. Okada and Shuhei Fukuda in motion here when he goes to the plate. So a base hit here will definitely score 1 if it's to the outfield. And if it's an extra base hit, they might be able to cash 2 here. So the Buffaloes, as we said, not going away. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. The runners are on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued here by Sakai, and it's going to bring up Tomoya Mori to the plate. It's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout. So bases are loaded here, and that's going to, as we said, bringing Mori to the plate. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He's also had a sac bunt. But both of his balls that he has struck have been absolute P-rods. As the conference is on the mound here with the Golden Eagles, they're talking it over. You got to get some strikes here. So through the first 5 innings, the starter, Shoji, he gave up a pile of hits, but he didn't walk anybody, and now they bring in the reliever, Sakai, and he's already walked 2. So bases are full of Buffaloes, 2 gone here in the 6th inning. They need a clutch hit. And if Tomoya Mori is going to deliver something, this has got to be it here. He stands at the plate, waiting here on the first offering from Tomohiro Sakai. As the right-hander works to the set, he checks the runners. And here comes the first pitch to Mori. Fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Mori moonwalked out of the batter's box and took a long, hard look at the home plate umpire. I don't think he necessarily appreciated that pitch. So no balls and 1 strike it is to Mori. Right-hander against the left-hander. As the right-hander Sakai works again to the set, checks the runners, and now he kicks and fires. Fastball that just misses outside. Now the count goes to 1-1. I have to tell you, not really sure what the difference was between the first pitch and the second pitch. Looked like a very similar location. So 1 strike it is here to Tomoya Mori. Well, the right-hander ready to go again as he works himself to the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-1. Well, there's nowhere to put Mori. He's going to have to throw him something to hit here. Mori definitely is going to have to look for something he can drive. If he can get something into the gaps, that's going to start pouring some runs on the board here for the Buffaloes. So all the margaritas and the cocktails that maybe the Golden Eagles might have had once upon a time tallied up in the dugout for this one. Maybe you got to take it off the shelf. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball that is is a check swing. The home plate umpire said that Mori went around. He tried to hold it up. That pitch looked very similar to the location of the first two pitches that he had. Runs the count now to 2-2. So 2 strikes to Tomoya Mori. Base is full of Buffaloes. 2-2 here. Be an important pitch right here in the inning for the right-hander Sakai. Here comes the 2-2 offering. He kicks and delivers. Fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Oh, boy. Oh, the manager, Nakajima, he's letting the home plate umpire have it. You don't see that very often about arguing balls and strikes. Mori there, he got rung up, and that pitch was down. And you could see Nakajima came right off his seat and was giving it to the home plate umpire. That's going to be a backwards K as Mori goes down on strikes for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 6th inning. No runs in the inning. There was 2 hits. There was no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 7th, and Nakajima going out to make the pitching change, but he's letting the home plate umpire know that he missed that call. He was doing his best Angel Hernandez impersonation. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt. We'll be back in 30 seconds as we do have a pitching change coming up here. We appreciate you guys for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. The pitching parade for the Buffaloes is going to continue here as they continue to roll out pitchers that are of marginal value in my eyes anyway, as I don't expect to see some of these guys in the playoffs, but it is going to be our first look at a right-hander. This is going to be number 52, Cade Yokoyama, as Yokoyama is making only his second appearance in the NPB. He's worked 1 inning. He has walked 1, and he has nothing else on a stat line other than a walk and an inning. And the first pitch is a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Hikaru Oda. Oda, Murabayashi, and the top of the order, Kobakata, to come to bat to face the right-hander here in the 7th. As Yokiyama ready to deliver. He is the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Buffaloes. There is the count now goes on to 4th pitcher used tonight by the Buffaloes. As the right-hander works to the set. The 25-year-old on the hill, ready to deliver. Here comes the 0-2. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. We think about short armors. When I think about short armors, I think of Lucas Giolito. Even Shane Bieber is really, really short in my eyes. Well, this fella here might make those guys look kind of long. This guy is a real short armor. His take back, he just brings it to his ear and lets it go. Here's the pitch. Maybe not even to his ear. He just takes it from his chest. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 2-2. Typically, short armors don't necessarily have the longest of careers, or they run into issues with their arms at some point. If you get a chance, if you get to see this guy on the highlights, as we said, he takes it out of his glove. He just brings it right to his chest and lets her rip, but he blows that fastball by Oda. Hey, if you can throw like that, one in the books here. That's his first career strikeout in the NPB. So one of the books, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Itsuki Murabayashi. Well, for Murabayashi tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also grounded out to the second baseman twice. But as I say, tomorrow night, from the PayPay Dome, it is going to be Tohoku against the Fukuoka Ball Club. They're going to be locked in the second place spot each. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That is going to be a 1-out single here by Murabayashi. He's aboard. That brings the top of the order in Hiroto Kobakata to the plate. Alexander Legget says maybe he can help the game end in a reasonable amount of time. I don't think so. Alexander says he didn't know about long and short arms. Yeah, this here definitely is. He's considered a classic short armor. This is a guy who just pulls it back and fires the grenade from his ear. So Kobakata at the plate. He's been aboard 3 times tonight. He's got 2 hits and a walk. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Kobakata can't believe it. So no balls and 1 strike to him. Kobakata has a single, a double. He's walked. He's scored 3 runs tonight. He's also stolen a base that has now given him the league lead with 36. As the right-hander holds set, now he's ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Just trying, as I said, the first 2 names that come to mind with pitchers that are short armors, as we said, were Giolito and Bieber. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander works to the set and fires. There's a fastball that pours in for that swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1 or 1-2. So short arming the baseball is not maybe as bad as some people think it is, but I don't think it's great for pitchers to have short arms. That is for sure. You always want the tall guys with the long, lanky limbs. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into left field. Coming in underneath it and making the catch is Sugimoto, and that's going to retire Kobakata for the 2nd out of the inning. He goes in the books for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to Yuya Ogo. Ogo, too, tonight has been on base 3 times. He has singled, he's doubled, he's walked, he's scored 3 runs, and struck out. A couple other short armors. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go back and look, but I think Mike Fiers was a short armor. He, of course, was of the Houston Astros, Oakland A's, Brewers, Tigers. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ogo. Of course, we have on our channel some videos, slow motion videos. And Mike Fiers is in one of them. That is for sure. Another guy with a short arm motion is Craig Kimbrell. He's had a Hall of Fame career. Of course, usually starters, as of course I've named Bieber and Giolito. Usually those guys are not necessarily the ones who are the short armors, but those two are having careers in doing it. As there's a ball that was fouled away by Ogo. It's now 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander works himself to the belt. And he's ready to deliver as the right-hander now kicks and fires. And that is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Ogo stood there and watched that one go by like the house by the side of the road. He's in the books for out number 3, and that's going to do it here in the 7th inning. So a nice, impressive performance by the young right-hander Yokoyama. Only his second appearance in the NPB. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Your score is the Golden Eagles 8 and the Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. We appreciate you guys for listening in. Talking about long armors and short armors and different pitchers who are of that type of mindset. When you look at a few other pitchers around the MLB, Brandon Woodruff of the Milwaukee Brewers would fit that mix, as would the former closer of the St. Louis Cardinals, Hicks, who is now part of the Toronto Blue Jays organization. So again, 1 starter and 1 reliever in that mix. We do have a pitching change for the Golden Eagles. They are turning it over to their bullpen. And with the 6-run lead, it's going to be curious to see how they manage this. This is going to be number 69 entering the ball game. So Suryu Uchi is coming on in relief. He is a rookie here who is going to be the 3rd pitcher now used by the Golden Eagles. Interesting to see. We saw Uchi in his season debut earlier this year. He is impressive as he works from the right side. I have to say his delivery reminds me a lot of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's a bigger man than Yamamoto, but he certainly has the same type of wind-up delivery. He doesn't have much of a leg kick. He just sort of steps right into it. As here comes the pitch. It is a fastball to Cedeno that swung on and fouled away. Leandro Cedeno, 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also driven in a run. He has struck out and flown out to right field in his other trips. So Cedeno batting here. against the right-hander Uchi on for in relief. And the fastball swung on, another ball tap foul over on the third base side. And the count remains here, or the count here now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Uchi getting his sign from his catcher, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. Moving back onto the warning track and making the catch is the right fielder, Ogo. So Cedeno gave it a ride, but he just didn't hit it far enough. That is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Well, for Sugimoto tonight, he's got a couple of hits in 3 trips. He is 2 for 3 as he stands in here ready to face the right-hander Uchi. He's raised his season batting average to 238. Takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. As we said, he had a fantastic month of March, April, the part of the season. But after that, he had some besieged by injuries. Wasn't able to get himself back on track. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside. The count goes to 1-1 to Sugimoto. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander against the right-hander. Uchi delivers a fastball that swung on, and it's lifted into deep right center field. Moving over on it is the right fielder. That is going to be hauled in here by the right fielder, Ogo. Busy man here in the inning. That's the second putout for him. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, for Nishino, he's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. He's also grounded into a double play. So he tries to bat here to face the right-hander Uchi. As right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Kentaro Kobayashi waits his turn on deck. Should Nishino find a way on base? And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the second baseman into right field. That's going to get in for a base hit. Looked like it might have went off the glove of Asamura. Might have had a glove on that one, but a base hit for Nishino, his second hit of the night. We'll take a look at that one again. We'll get a close-up of it as Asamura was at second base. And it just deflected off his glove. Couldn't come down with that one, and that is a base hit for Nishino. So a 2-out single. That leaves it up to Kentaro Kobayashi. Well, Kobayashi's had a couple of nice swings tonight. He's flown out to right field deep twice. He's also had a infield single on a chopper. So here he comes to the dish. His best swings ended up in results as outs, and his worst swing ended up as a hit. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. This game tonight reminds me of the old days when Ben Roberts would be sitting in here and our Korean friend, where he only had 2 or 3 people in the stream at one time. Here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander holds to the set. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Kobayashi. We were talking about the games around the NPB and trying to make sure that we're going to get some games in this week that have meaning. As we said before, back-to-back games coming up here with the Golden Eagles and Fukuoka. That's going to be high-end entertainment. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul down the right field line. Count is 1-2. Tomorrow night, it is also going to be the Marines and the Lions go again, as do the Buffaloes and the Fighters. So I'll check in on that one there. I'm pretty sure, I thought that the Hiroshima Carp and the season would be over at this point. I'm pretty sure they've exhausted all their games here today. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set position. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded up the middle, and it's going to get into center field. And stopping at second is going to be Nishino. The pitcher, Uchi, literally had to hop out of the way. Sometimes you teach your pitchers that you don't want them to field the ball. He certainly didn't want any part of that one, especially on balls that are near them or not. That ball was hit, and he just leapt right out of the way to his right. And Asamura was just out of his way. That's going to be a base hit here for Kobayashi. He's aboard with a single, his second hit tonight. Shino stopped at second, and now it's going to bring up Tomoya Noguchi to the plate. And for Noguchi, he's 0 for 3 in this one. He's struck out twice and bounced into a fielder's choice. He's getting an opportunity here to try to do some damage. He's got a couple homers on the year, and he's got 19 RBIs. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. This ball game here kind of got out of hand early, and then the next thing you know, the Buffaloes just keep lounging around. They've out-hit the Eagles tonight, which is absolutely crazy to think of. I've got it 12-10 in favor of the Buffaloes. Here's the pitch. A fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. Waiting on deck is the catcher Ryo Ishikawa. The former Hokkaido Nippon ham fighter, only appearing in his 13th game for the Buffaloes. He came on, of course, to catch for Fukunaga, who got taken out of the game as Tiyokata had pinched hit for him. I guess the manager, Nishikawa, had seen enough. Couldn't catch a fielder's choice. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. Uchi trying to find a way to wiggle out of this jam. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Noguchi. Runner at second, Nishino. Runner at first, Kobayashi. They establish their leads as the right-hander Uchi checks the runners. And now he delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. It goes to 3-1 on Noguchi. So Noguchi in a real good spot here, able to get a good pitch to hit. Drives the absolutely crackers. Hey, I got our friend Redbeard Breaks in the house tonight. Jimmy, great to see you. Thanks for popping in here. Glad you could pop in and listen in. If you don't know Jimmy, make sure you go check him out. Doesn't do a whole lot these days as he's been playing in a hole for a while. 3 balls and 1 strike. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 3-2. This is telling me you're either working late on afternoons or you're just staying up in a regular midnight shift type of thing, but we're glad that Jimmy is in the house. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Noguchi. The runners are going to be on the move. Nishino at second and Kobayashi at first. Once Uchi goes to the plate. Here's the 3-2. It's on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. And the count remains at 3-2 to Noguchi. We'll do this all over again. The runners were on the move. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitter waiting here is the batter Noguchi as the right-hander works to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. The runners are off and moving, but moving back onto the edge of the warning track and hauling it in is Takeru Okajima. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. Well, they threaten again, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. The Buffaloes tonight, through their 7 innings, have left 12 runners on base. That's the other telltale factor in this one. We're going to be moving now to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is the Eagles 8 and the Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a little bit with all the action. Appreciate you for being here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top half of the 8th inning as it is an 8-2 lead for the Eagles over the Buffaloes. As we continue to keep that eye on the scoreboard watching, it is a 3-2 final now. The Marines have knocked off the Lions, and with the loss by the Hawks tonight, as we said, everything is going to tighten up. If the Eagles can hold on here to win, they will be tied with the Hawks, and it'll be the Marines who are a half game back. The Marines actually have an extra game in hand. And the Eagles have one game in hand on the Hawks. So it is a relief pitcher coming in here. It is going to be number 20 coming in here for the Buffaloes. This is Kondo. I always can tell it's Kondo on the mound. He's got this weird stretch. He always goes to the back of the mound and he kind of squats, as he always does that every time before he enters into the ball game. But this is Taisuke Kondo on in relief. He's making his 12th appearance of the year. He's got no wins and 1 loss, 11 1/3 innings, 12 hits allowed. He has walked 8 and struck out 14, and he's got a fluffed up ERA of 5.56. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 here to Hiroki Shimochi, who is batting for the 5th time tonight. He is 3 for 3. He's also drawn a walk. He's been on base every time he's come to the plate. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. He's done a lot of damage for the Eagles here in this one. He's got 2 doubles and a single, and he's driven in 5 runs so far. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shimochi, as the right-hander kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it is pop foul over on the third base side. Giving chase is the third baseman, and it's going to be hauled in by Masahiro Noguchi, or Masahiro Nishino. That is going to put Shimochi away for the first time tonight. He's gone for out number 1. So 1 in the books, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hideno Asamura. The other tale of the tape tonight has been the amount of walks issued by the Buffaloes. We had said that they had at one point 7 walks and a hit batter. But the 7th inning was a clean inning in that department, and Kondo looking to make it a clean inning here in the 8th. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 3 hours and 17 minutes deep into this one, as this ball game here is a ways away from being finished. And here comes the offering from the right-hander as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. Count now goes even at 1-1. As we said, we'll probably do the game tomorrow, but we have to be able to get some late night sleep in, or late afternoon sleep. Be able to keep our eyelids awake to call that, because I've got other stuff going on in the next morning. Fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Okajima to follow here in this half inning, as the right-hander Kondo ready to go again. Here comes the 2-1 to Asamura, as the pitch is on the way, and it is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. As I said, the 8 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error by the Golden Eagles, 2, 12, and 1 by the Buffaloes, but the amount of runners they have stranded on base is absolutely incredible. But at the same time, the Golden Eagles have also stranded their fair share. They've also stranded 9 aboard. They've left at least 1 in every inning. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on and lifted foul behind home plate, and the count remains at 2-2. This game here is easily going to get toward a 4-hour mark, I would think. So 8-2 is the scoreline. 8-10-1 for the Eagles, 2-12-1 for the Buffaloes, as we said. And the hit parade we expect to continue. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, as the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-2 to Asamura. The Buffalo's pitchers tonight have not had a 1-2-3 inning. 3 times tonight, they've had 4 hitters come to the plate, have the Tohoku Ball Club, but they have not retired the side 1-2-3 to this point yet. Here's the 3-2 pitch. As it's on the way, a fastball swung on and fouled off into the feet of Asamura, and the count remains at 3-2. So anybody who had the early over-unders in this one here, that was probably blown apart early. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Asamura. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat delivered here by Kondo. 1 gone in the 8th. Here comes the offering. And the right-hander pauses. Now he kicks and delivers. And that's a fastball. Take it for a called 3rd strike. Oh, I think Asamura liked that about as much as Tomoya Mori enjoyed being punched out a couple innings ago. That pitch there looked like it was in on the inside, off the inside corner. But Asamura goes into the books for the 2nd out of the inning. I look at that, and not only was the pitch where it wasn't a very good job of receiving by the catcher Ishikawa. It might have been a strike, but just the presentation was poor. It looked like it had chicken winged him and took him out of the zone. That's going to put 2 in the books here. It's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Takeru Okajima. Our friend Alexander Leggett says at 4 hours, you just got to tent the score and say that's what it is instead of the 4-hour grind. Absolutely. You know, it doesn't feel like much tonight as that first pitch was taken by a strike by Okajima. Count is 0-1. It's actually been enjoyable tonight. I've just been sitting here drinking my tea, hot, cold, both. Fastball misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. Again, I got a chance tonight to see some of the pitchers pitch that I haven't seen. I also got a pretty good Japanese book, or a couple books that I bought. It gives you some good spray charts, some good scouting, and some good information, at least over the last few years on the players. I haven't fully dissected it yet. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. 1-2 now on the hitter. Really looking to dive deeper into that stuff. That'll be coming up here as my off-season project. Unfortunately, I want to be able to see where I can get a book like this for the upcoming season. When they will actually come out, that would be something that would be on the docket. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And so, Alex, it's all in Japanese, so I'm going to have to do some time translating it. I've already read some of the scouting reports on some of the players, and the direct information is kind of weak, at least in English terms. But again, I don't know how that would be written in Japanese or where we're losing stuff in translation. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Okajima. 2 gone here in the 8th inning as the right-hander Kondo kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. And there you have it, the first 1-2-3 inning of the night from a Buffalo pitcher, as that is going to do it here in inning number 8 for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, your score is the Eagles 8 and the Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. It is Eagles and the Buffaloes head-to-head tonight as we move to the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and slated to come to bat for the Buffaloes will be the catcher, Ryo Ishikawa. Then the top of the order is Shuhei Fukuda and Ryo Adachi. We'll be back here in 30 seconds with all the action in just a few. Thanks for staying with us here tonight And staying up with us a little late to listen to this one here. Not exactly the barn burner we hoped for, but we'll be back in just a few.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It is going to be, as we said, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat. And interestingly enough, I'm a little bit surprised at this, is how they're using their bullpen a little bit tonight. It's going to be Chihao Sung to come into the game. As again, he, in my eyes, at least him and Raku and Matsui would be all pitchers that would be used in situations where it would be game on the line. First pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 here to the catcher Ishikawa. Ishikawa's first at bat here tonight as he has entered the fray. 1 for 10 on the season for the right-handed hitting catcher. Especially tomorrow when you're playing the Fukuoka Ball Club, you'd think that you want to have all your top relievers ready to go. Fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So that would mean that he, depending on the amount of pitches he has tonight, he could be available to come back. Or on the flip side of the coin, he may not come tomorrow, but he would be available on basically the Tuesday game in Japan. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So that's why I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to use in the last inning. So when I think of their bullpen, or at least their back end, using Chihao Sung and Raku Matsui, those three in particular. There's the breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, and that's going to be Ogo, who makes the catch. That'll put Ishikawa in the books for out number 1. So 1 gone here in the 8th. Brings the top of the order of Shuhei Fukuda to the plate. Well, for Fukuda, he's been aboard 3 times tonight. He's had a single, a walk, and he's bounced into a fielder's choice. So officially in the books as 1 for 3. He's also grounded out here as he comes to bat. Fukuda batting from the left side here against the right-hander Sung, who delivers a breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I was catching up on some news and notes around the NPB, and from what I see is that it looks like that the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters the other day signed a Taiwanese right-hander, a 18-year-old, threw quite a bit of money his way. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for them. Saw last night some news and notes from around the league as the count is 1-1 here to Fukuda. The pitch is on the way. Fastball that comes in for a called strike. Count is 1-2. The Yomiuri Giants lost to the Chinichi Dragons last night at the Tokyo Dome, which was the first time since opening day back on March 31st. So very interesting that they went this whole season and basically dominated the Dragons at home until last night. Now, I think that was the one that officially put the nail in the Giants' coffin, as that fastball was grounded foul down the right field line. Yokohama DNA Bay Stars pitcher Shota Imanaga reached the 1,000-inning mark in his career. He's the 367th pitcher in NPB history to reach that mark, and he was the 5th southpaw to do it with the Bay Stars. As there's a fastball swung on, lined into center field. Coming hard is Tatsumi. He makes the catch, and Fukuda is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. He goes in the books, and that's going to leave it up to the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. There was a word on the street that Imanaga might want to apply his trade in Major League Baseball. That was the talk when I was over there. So I'm curious to see if he does come or not. I like Imanaga. I just don't know if he can pitch in the big leagues, or certainly as a starter. Here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ryo Adachi. Last night, the Chiba Lotte Marines set a new home record for attendance at 1.684 million. So that is a new record for them. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 to Adachi. Tachi batting here with 2 gone in the 8th inning. Last night it was interesting that Kazuki Kondo walked for the 103rd time of the year last night. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that just misses inside. The count now goes to 1-2. Certainly Kondo and Yanagita, if they're going to do damage in the playoffs, those 2 hitters, as we've been saying for a while, have to really get it going. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to second. Fielded neatly by Asamari, throws to first, and the Buffaloes are going to go in order 1-2-3 here in the 8th inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th, that is the Orix Buffaloes trailing the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 8-2. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us as long as you have tonight. We'll be right back after this. It looks like another pitching change coming up for the Buffaloes. We'll get that for you when we return in just a bit.
I've wanted to try this for a while. I want to try to make a wave. This is going to be the eye.
Welcome back, everybody. Just taking a look at tomorrow night. It's going to be Tomohisa Ozeki going for Fukuoka and the veteran Masahiro Tanaka taking the hill for the Golden Eagles. The other games that will go on, it'll be Kazuya Kojima taking the hill against Dietrich Enns for the Lions. That game is going to go off all at the same time tomorrow at 6 o'clock local time. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto will go for the Buffaloes against Brian Rodriguez of the Fighters. That is how that is going to shape up. We do have a pitching change for the Buffaloes. It is going to be Yuki Utagawa coming into the ballgame, as he is yet going to be another pitcher used here tonight, as this will be a number 6 used. So Yuki Utagawa on in relief. Here used tonight by the Buffaloes. So Utagawa, it looks like they also have a change at second base. I'll have to get that for you when we get there. It looks like that could be Oshiro over there. I didn't catch the number, but I did look at who it was. There's a first pitch fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 here to Jinji. Jinji 0 for 1 tonight. He came on as a pinch hitter back for Watanabe in the 6th inning, and he struck out looking in his at bat. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to second. And that is going to be retiring Jinji on a ground out 4-3. It is Oshiro who is in at second base, as he has replaced Ryo Adachi here in the 9th inning. So as we said before, most of the games are all Pacific League games that are going to be coming up here. Those 3 games tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, there will be a Central League game that'll wrap up. It's the Dragons and the Giants. That game will go off there. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1, but it'll be the Marines and the Lions, and of course the Hawks and the Golden Eagles. It'll be a night off for the Hokkaido Ball Club, as it will be the Orix Ball Club. They'll be hopscotching around the country, all these different places, all these different games. And then on Wednesday, it'll be the Buffaloes and the Marines from the Kyocera Dome. So that'll be another one there, as they are going to be playing. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to put Tatsumi in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Tough night at the office for Tatsumi. He's 0 for 5 in this one. That's his first strikeout. As Yuki Utagawa puts him in the books. That was a split finger pitch. That's going to bring up the catcher, Hikaru Oda. We're scheduled to bring him up at least anyways to face the right-hander Utagawa here. So Utagawa ready to go back to work. He's making quick work of it here. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. A single, a walk, hit by pitch, and a strikeout tonight is what Oda has done. He needs to find a way to get on base here. It's now 7 in a row retired by the Buffalo's pitching staff as that fastball swung on it is hit into deep right field, moving over and into foul territory and making the catch is Noguchi, and that is going to retire Oda for the third out of the inning. So they go in order again. 7 innings where they couldn't get anybody in order. Now they've gone in order in the 8th and the 9th. Have the Golden Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. I have to say, more competitive at-bats needed from the Tohoku Ball Club in these last couple innings. Looks like they've already packed their bags, ready to make it on to Fukuoka. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 9th, it is 8-2 for the Golden Eagles. We'll be back here in just a few.
All right, so I'm going to finish this little beach scene.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 9th inning, and it's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. Scheduled to come to bat will be Tomoya Mori, Leandro Cedeno, and Yataro Sugimoto. 8-10-1 for the Eagles, 2-12-1 for the Buffaloes. Buffaloes have out-hit the Golden Eagles, but it's been the walks and the hit batters that have made the difference in this one, as well as the lack of clutch hitting from the Buffaloes as they had stranded a pile of runners on base. I got 12 runners on base in their 8 innings here. All of those were in the first 7, that is for sure. So here it comes Mori, Cedeno, and Sugimoto. We do have a pitching change as it is going to be a right-hander coming into the ballgame for the Golden Eagles. This is going to be number 5. This is going to be Toмотaka Matsui. So not the Matsui that we're used to seeing or thinking about. So pitcher number 4 to be used here by the Golden Eagles. So Matsui ready to deliver the right-hander, and he first pitches a fastball swung on and lifted into deep left center field. And this ball is going to be caught by the center fielder Tatsumi as Mori was very frustrated after the swing. He has a bundle of nerves sometimes, and he's going to be gone for out number 1. He had a couple of hits on the night, did Mori, but not when he needed to in his last at bat, and certainly the frustration here as he fires his bat to the ground. He's gone for out number 1. Last year, he missed time with the Saitama Cebu Lions with his frustration. He went back and punched a dugout, punched a helmet, I think it was, in the dugout. Broke his hand and missed a pile of time. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Leandro Cedeno. No balls and 1 strike there. 1 for 4 tonight for Cedeno. He's got a single and 4 trips. He's driven a run in. He has struck out and flown out twice. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's just going to slice foul. It's going to run the count to 0-2. He sent one a long way the last time up right to the warning track, but not just to the track, right to the wall. And so he's had a couple of balls that he has put a charge into tonight, but hasn't been able to get the full effect from it. Maybe time to get back in the gym and do a few more curls for the big fella. So no balls and 2 strikes as he's waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. Fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to deliver again, he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Cedeno goes in the books. He's gone for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to Yataro Sugimoto. So the Buffaloes are down to their final out here. And just a reminder, after this one is done, we will give you a full recap from around the NPB, as there's only one other game that is currently going on, and that is the Swallows and the Giants. All the other games are finals. Well, I'll check that. It looks like it's still in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Carp and the Tigers at the Mazda Stadium. And it looks like the Carp are threatening with some more runs. They are down 6-5 in that one, so not all the games will be wrapped up. First pitch delivered to Sugimoto was swung on and fouled away. Counts 0-1 to him. 2 for 4 tonight for the big fella. Hit a couple of nice defensive plays as well, including a sliding catch into the wall to end the inning a few innings ago. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is hit in past the glove of the shortstop into the 6 hole. Sugimoto is going to get his 3rd hit of the night as he's going to stop at first base, and that is going to bring up the 3rd baseman, or scheduled to bring up the 3rd baseman, Masahiro Nishino. We'll see if Sugimoto is going to stay in the game to run, or if they're going to get somebody to come in for him. But no, the big fella is going to stay out there. Or is he? Nope, I guess that's his end of his night. He was all set and ready to stay in the ball game, but they are going to give them a pinch runner, and it's going to be number 0 coming in. It looks like it's Haruto Watanabe. So handshakes all around for Sugimoto as he gets into the dugout. Nice day there for him. So Haruto Watanabe in. They're not holding the runner at first base. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Nishino. Nishino tonight is 2 for 4. He's also grounded out and grounded into a double play. He also has an RBI tonight. So the right-hander ready to go to work again as Matsui holds to the chest. Here's the pitch. There's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed, and now the Buffaloes are down to their final strike. 2 gone here in the 9th inning. As Nishino is waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Matsui. As he holds to the chest, here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that is a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped foul down the first base line as Jinji is going to go into foul territory to field it. Count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it remains. As we said, we'll make the decision. So check later on in the day if we're going to be back on tomorrow. For some of you, it might be your drive into work. If you get a chance to pop in and listen to us, we'll be happy that you are here. As we said, it is going to be more baseball. There's a line drive that's going to be looped over the shortstop's head into left field, so the Buffaloes aren't done yet. The hit parade continues. Nishino with his 3rd hit of the ball game. He's aboard at first. The runner Watanabe stops at second base, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. And for Kobayashi tonight, he has hit the ball well. He has had 3 balls that he has struck well into play. He's flown out deep to right field twice. The first hit that he had tonight, He has 2 singles tonight. The first one was a chopper, probably the worst swing that he's had all night. And then he had a hard hit ball his last time up. So 2 for 4 tonight for Kobayashi, as he has enjoyed himself a fine evening. Now it is 14 hits here for the Buffaloes tonight. They've out-hit the Golden Eagles. So we're waiting here to see what's going on. They got runners at first and second. Looks like it is Kobayashi still coming to the plate, as the right-hander Matsui ready to face him for the first time this evening. Here comes the first offering. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Kobayashi is enjoying himself a really solid season this year. We said this is kind of the breakout year for the 21-year-old shortstop. In his 4th year in the NPB, can't believe 21 years old, and he's already got 4 years of playing time under his belt. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch is on the way. Fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Hitting about 40 points above his career average. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 9th inning, Eagles have an 8-2 lead over the Buffaloes. Buffaloes have a couple aboard here as they are down to their last wraps. As the right-hander holds to the chest position, he checks the runner at second base, and now he delivers. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and now they're down to their final strike. For the second time, so I guess it would be, we're in tennis terms, it would be the second time for match points. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Kobayashi. He's trying to keep this one going for the Buffaloes. He waits here on the offering from Matsui, who holds at the chest. And here's the pitch. Fastball that misses down. A nice stop there by the catcher, Oda. Oda's had a pretty solid game tonight from behind the plate. Runs the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. More importantly, really looking forward to the start of the NPB playoffs, as we'll be making the calls on that a little later as it is getting into that time of the year. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. As the right-hander holds at the chest, checks the runner over at second, and now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Racing over is the right fielder into the gap, right center field gap, and making the catch. And that is going to do it as Ogo hauls it in. As Kobayashi, who hit the ball hard all night long, is gone for out number 3 here in the inning. No runs in the inning. There were a pair of hits. There was no errors. And there was 2 runners left aboard. Your final score is the Orix Buffaloes falling to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 8-2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We're going to wrap it up for you. We're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll break it down, and then we'll call it a night. But we appreciate everybody who's hung around with us here tonight for all the action. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis Build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May, but you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll give you the score on this one here, and then we'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard. So this game here was early and often where runs were scored. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles got the scoring going in the first inning. A leadoff spin goal by Hirota Kobakata after he swiped second base. Yuya Ogo walked, and then an RBI single by Hiroki Shimochi made the score 1-0 after Hideo Asamura bounced into a fielder's choice. Takara Okajima singled to bring home the second run of the inning, and the Golden Eagles were up 2-0. Well, we moved to the second inning, and with one out, it was Hikaru Oda singling. Then Itsuki Muribayashi singled. And then Hirota Kobakata walked to load the bases. After Yuya Ogo struck out, up stepped Hiroki Shimochi, who hit a bases-clearing double to bring in 3 runs, and that made the score 5-0 for Tohoku. Well, in the bottom of the third inning, the Buffaloes got their runs back. With one out, it was a single by Ryo Adachi. Then Tomoya Mori singled, and then up stepped Leandro Cedeno, and he singled home the first run for the Buffaloes as Adachi was brought home to score. And then after a Yatara Sugimoto single, up stepped Masahiro Nishino, and he grounded out to the second baseman that brought home the second run of the inning. That cut the scoreline to 5-2. Well, after that, it was all Golden Eagles. In the fourth inning, they increased their lead to 6-2. With one out, it was a single by Ogo, and then a double again by Shimochi that brought home Ogo all the way from first, and that gave them a 6-2 lead. And at that point, it was Shimochi who was the story. He had driven in 5 of the 6 Golden Eagle runs. We moved to the sixth inning, and that's where they packed on and tallied the final runs of the evening. A Hirota Kobakata walk, and then it was a double by Ogo. Shimochi walked to load the bases. Then Hideo Asamura bounced into a fielder's choice, and that was able to score the first run. And then up stepped the left fielder Takara Okajima, and he had a fly ball to right field that brought home the second run of the inning in Yuya Ogo. And that is how it ended right there, as that was an 8-2 final. The win is going to go to Kosei Shoji. He improves to 5-3 on the year. Yuta Kuroki takes the loss. He drops to 1-5. We'll take a quick look at the scores from around the NPB, other games in the Pacific League as we're all watching tonight. How about this for a scoreline? 4 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for the Fighters. Fukuoka 3-10-1. Unbelievable. 10 hits they pound out, and they can't get a victory. It was Uwasawa getting the win. He goes to 9-9 for the Fighters. Ishikawa takes the loss for the SoftBank Hawks. He's now 4-8. It was Tanaka getting his 25th save of the year for the Fighters in that one. Home runs in the ball game both came off the bats of the Fighters, which is also interesting because the only 2 hits they had were home runs. It was Arismendi Alcantara hit his 4th, and Tamiya hit his 2nd. And that was what able to score the runs. Crazy, crazy finish. Final in Chiba was 3-2 for the Marines. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to recapture the lead to win it 3-2. 3-8-1 for Chiba, 2-7-0 for Saitama. It was Nakamura getting the win. He goes to 3-1 on the year for the Marines. It was Samita who takes the loss. He falls to 9-10. The save was picked up by Sawada, his first. Home run in the ball game. It was a home run by Wada. That's interesting. He only hit his 3rd of the year. He is not necessarily known for his power, but good on him for hitting number 3. The 2 finals in the Central League, well, the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars knocked off the Chinichi Dragons 4-0. 4-15-0 for Yokohama, 0-2-0 for Chinichi. It was Onuki getting the win. He goes to 5-4, and Takahashi takes the loss. He falls to 7-11. And the other final score, it was the Hanshin Tigers knocking off the Hiroshima Carp 6-5. Carp trying to come back in the 9th inning. They scored twice after being down 6-3. 6-10-0 for the Tigers, 5-8-3 for the Carp. Okadomi gets the win. He's 1-0. Dakota takes the loss. He goes to 11-7 for the Carp. Iwazaki gets his 35th save of the year for the Tigers. Home runs in the ball game. Teruki Sato hit number 23 for Hanshin, and the Carp had Kazono hitting number 6. And the other game that is still going on tonight, that game is at the Tokyo Dome between the Yakult Swallows and the Yomiuri Giants. That's in the top of the 4th inning, and they're locked up at 0s in that one. All right, everybody. Well, we appreciate you guys for being here once again and listening in with us on the late night. Be sure to check our schedule tomorrow. We'd like to be back in again, as that's going to be a highly entertaining game between the Eagles and the Hawks. We hope you guys can join us for that, and we hope we can be here to bring it to you as well. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again later.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.